Sometimes I get so sad, hey, that I can't move my feet. And I hope that you never know, little darling, about the awful things I think. Hey, but it is not my fault, oh, the thoughts that I produce. Hey, but so much left to hold on to, but my grip has gotten loose. So now, honey, give me something to ease my pain. Yes, and honey, tell me something that keeps me sane. I've been holding on so tightly, I just might break. Sometimes I cannot stand up for myself. Yes, and when I get so low, you know, hell, I feel like someone else. Yeah, but know that I'm still me. Oh, it's who I'll always be. But sometimes I slip in and out of whatever tortures me. So now, honey, give me something to ease my pain. Yes, and honey, tell me something that keeps me sane. I've been holding on so tightly, it just might break. Sometimes I get so sad, yeah, that I can't move my feet. And I hope that you never know, little darling, about the awful things I think.
Attention, Kindred of Nashville. A blood hunt is now in effect on the targeted Kindred for the assassination attempt on our prince. Any and all means of elimination, including diablerie, will be legal so long as they are within Nashville city limits. Sheriff and Scourge services will be unavailable until the conclusion of the blood hunt. Attempts to assist the branded traitors will result in the blood hunt extension to all who grant them aid. Your Seneschal thanks you for your participation. May the tower and cane be with you all.
If I could miss you more, you know I would. I just don't have the strength. My mind wrestles me. My mind wrestles me. My mind wrestles me to sleep. And if you would receive my tongue for all the I'd speak no other word. I would just cut it from. I would just cut it from. I would just cut it from my wicked mouth. And in my silence, the answer will come. And I never listen, but now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. And if I could miss you more.
Attention, Kindred of Nashville. A blood hunt is now in effect on the targeted Kindred for the assassination attempt on our prince. Any and all means of elimination, including diablerie, will be legal so long as they are within Nashville city limits. Sheriff and Scourge services will be unavailable until the conclusion of the blood hunt. Attempts to assist the branded traitors will result in the blood hunt extension to all who grant them aid. Your Seneschal thanks you for your participation. May the tower and cane be with you all.
Welcome one and all. You're watching Carrion Comfort Studios. I am your storyteller, Zachary Vaudo, and this is Murder on Music Row, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 one-shot. Before we go any further, though, let's introduce our vampires, starting with Samantha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha McClarty, and I'm going to be playing Dahlia Black, the Ravnos.
Hi everyone, I'm Leslee Everett and I'm going to be playing Celeste Hill, the Tremere.
Hey, I'm Oz and I'm going to be playing Josiah Freeman, the Nosferatu.
Hey, I'm Charlie. I'm going to be playing Karina Adler, the Malkavian.
And I'm Kay, and tonight I'll be playing Ramsey Flay, the La Sombra.
Now, as a word of caution, this is a World of Darkness scenario, and that means that the themes and situations in this game may get a little bit dark, a little bit mature, a little bit uncomfortable. Our players have signed off on consent forms indicating their level of comfort and pre-established restrictions. If what you see or hear becomes too intense, feel free to take a break. Come back later if you want to. This is for your entertainment, as dark as it may be. Now, what say we set the sun and tell a vampire story? Nashville. Founded 242 years ago, the capital of Tennessee is located in northern Tennessee and carved across the middle by the Cumberland River. On one side of the river, the central live-work-play area for the locals. On the other, the public-facing city that the rest of the country knows. The one full of tourists, attractions, universities, theaters, and of course, music. Between the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Opry, countless record labels, and numerous venues, there's a reason it's called Music City. All of this, the music culture in particular, makes the nightlife of Nashville particularly vibrant. And between that and the constant flow of tourists, the Kindred of Nashville thrive. While the city may be a more dedicated home to changeling and mages, Kindred have made footholds in Music City. For the purposes of Kindred territory dispute, Nashville is delineated as encircled by State Route 155. Cumberland River serves as a natural dividing line for the main Camarilla and Anarch factions. Prince Ryman oversees all of Nashville lying south of the Bendy River, while Baron Birch controls all territory north of the river in what is most commonly known as East Nashville. A precarious balance that is often tipped. There's a reason that the violent crime rate is roughly 3 times the national average, but a balance nonetheless. Tonight, however, things are a little less than ideal. Word is spreading quickly over local network. Prince Ryman has fallen into torpor, the result of a brutal attack in what appears to be an attempted assassination that occurred just 20 minutes ago at historic RCA Studio B, a safe haven for the prince located just outside of downtown Nashville in what is known as Music Row. Seneschal Duncan Sewell has issued a blood hunt on the 5 assailants, branding them as anarchs at best, traitors at worst. These 5 are not being given the customary chance to leave the city before midnight. This is a purge order, effective immediately. And this is where we find our subjects for the evening. A Ravnos, a Tremere, a Nosferatu, a Malkavian, and a La Sombra, on run for their lives through the streets of Nashville. Down Demon Brian Street they ran, cutting through Walk of Fame Park behind Bridgestone Arena, into downtown Nashville proper, right past Elysium, the aptly named Ryman Auditorium, one home to the Grand Ole Opry, past the Johnny Cash Museum, past 3rd on 3rd, and up First Avenue to the Fort Nashboro History Center, where they can have even a fleeting moment to regroup. Kindred, this little awkward log cabin is a strange juxtaposition at the edge of downtown Nashville, historic as it may be. Along the running path overlooking Cumberland River, Nissan Stadium across the water and clear view, it's more of a daytime tourist spot than the rest of town, giving you a brief safe space as you process the blurred events of the evening so far. The wooden doors are easy enough to pry open for anyone that's not hindered by the more mortal concepts of strength and pain. And with that open, you head inside to get your bearings and form a plan. Before we begin, I'd like to lift something from another storyteller that I've played under quite a bit. Could you all please roll me a D10 and add your dexterity? If any of you have celerity that modifies your dexterity, you can do that as well. Please tell me your score. And that will be how things go for the evening.
That's a 12.
I got an 11.
I've got a 6.
Got
I
a
have a
9.
10.
All right, so 1 second. We have a 9 for Ramsey.
6 for Ramsey.
6 for Ramsey. And what were the last 2 that were said?
A 9 for Celeste.
All right.
And a 10.
And a 10. Great. In numeric order, that is how your night will proceed. But for now, as I said, you have a moment to figure out what the hell just happened.
I've never been in here before.
Okay. So, brownie points for anybody who can specify what the hell just happened.
Something about the prince? I don't really know. I don't know.
Definitely something about the prince.
We're being framed, it looks like, or at least I'd assume I'm being framed.
That's right, mister. Listen, I've been around the block a couple times and I know how these things go. We're being set up. Doesn't matter what we did or didn't do. We're not going to get out of here alive unless we stick together and use our heads.
Oh, how fun this was gonna be. Oh my god, I'm stuck with people that I don't know really, that are just... Of course it happens. Why wouldn't it happen? Anyways, start from basics. Did anybody see anything?
No.
You have,
No.
you all have a vague recollection. It's not quite clear. Anybody that wants to can roll wits and insight. Your wits, so that is your wits total and your insight total as dice together. And please be sure to include your 1 red hunger die as part of that roll.
Got 2 successes.
All right, we have a 2, a 4. What else we have?
I got 3 successes and 1 failure.
All right, so 3, 5, 2. Our Ravnos and our La Sombra, you all remember running from RCA Studio B. You know that you were there. You remember leaving. Our Ravnos and La Sombra, though, you remember all 5 of you in Studio B. You remember being there with the prince on the ground in front of you before you ran. It doesn't feel quite right, though. Something's off about it, but you were all there. Right over the prince's torpid body. But if you were trying to kill him, why did you run?
This doesn't make sense. We were there. I recall it, but I wouldn't. If I had had him torpid and my intent was to kill, I'd have just gone for it. I wouldn't have just run away. That's not the way we do things.
Wait, you were there?
We were there. You were there.
I
All of
was
us
there.
were there. Yes, you were there. You were there. You were there. You were there. We were all there. Every one of us. So, I'm just gonna make a very small suggestion. Like it's so small, it doesn't even. It's fine. We kind of need to figure out what happened so that at least some of us can get clear of this situation. So my proposal is we could, since we're technically going to be falling as kind of patsies, I suppose, because I know I didn't do it, but it's very certain made to look like we did. So why don't we sort out maybe which one of us is more likely to have done it, and give them that person. No takers?
Any one of us probably feels particularly guilty. I mean, I certainly wouldn't do something like this.
I definitely would never do anything like this, but I do like your idea. Maybe somebody here feels guilty deep down inside.
Guilt is an emotion for me.
Ooh.
I don't really feel guilty about this, per se. I don't think any of us are really going to feel guilty unless we want to just shove one of us as a patsy, like you said. But I think we should just stick together.
If we could give them somebody and say, hey, it wasn't us, but it was this person, then maybe that would clear us and just one of us would be fucked, not all of us.
Mr. Ramsey, you said guilt is not an emotion that you're able to feel, and none of the rest of us feel guilty at all. So, by process of elimination, it sounds like you did it.
If I had done it, he'd be dead.
I'm pretty sure that if any of us had actually done it, he'd be dead. But since that's not technically what I'm proposing, I mean, if you guys would rather just stick together and try to sort it out anyway, I mean, that's fine too.
We can sort it out or we can move.
Anybody got any place to go that's, not out in the open? That, maybe all of us could deal with, like B?
I've got some places we can make some moves to as we need, but I think we either need to key information. Does anyone have any sources who know things? This side of the block?
I might could get in contact with somebody.
Yeah, I know someone too I could try to get in touch with.
Okay. I mean, I have a van where we could all probably kind of not be walking around on the streets.
Wow.
That might help.
I'm going to go around this corner and make a phone call real quick. Y'all handle what you need to handle. I'll meet up with you.
All right, so Josiah, you're stepping outside?
Yeah, I'm going to step outside and call my contact.
Okay. Really quickly, make me a wits awareness check.
Wits awareness. All right.
Yes, your wits, your awareness, and add your 1 hunger die.
Mm-hmm.
Now would be the perfect time to have all specs.
Oh my gosh. I got a critical success.
Ooh.
And then 4 more successes.
Okay.
Wow. Nice.
All right, that's very good. So looking around, you step outside cautiously, and as you are rounding the building, you see some movement about a block or 2 down. At this point, it's hard to tell if it's human or kindred. So you keep to the back of the building, keeping you a bit more on the river side of things. A little bit harder to see, a little bit harder to sneak up on without coming around the sides of the building. But you'll want to be on your toes while you're outside. Who are you going to call?
I'm going to call my contact Zelios. Is that his name? Zelios?
That's part of your lore sheet.
My bad.
That's fine. So that actually means that you won't be contacting them, as they're a little bit high up the chain and probably indisposed, but it'll give you some additional outreach. So you've got quite a few Nosferatu that you can reach out to that are more than happy to talk to you, though the current circumstances might be a little shaky. But you've got a few on your phone. There's Jed, there's Nathan, there's Marcus.
Always like Nathan. I'm gonna give him a call.
All right. So the phone rings. Rings. And it picks up eventually, but it sounds kind of like somebody's like almost dropping a phone, like as they're like while they're trying to pick it up. There's a lot of like fumbling, and there's a stop, and a very heavy breathing. Just, you have to be the dumbest motherfucker in the world to try to call me right now.
Hey. Nice to talk to you too, Nathan. Now,
Do you know what you did?
I'm fully aware of
You're just
what
gonna
I've
keep
been
up the slow and
accused
steady
of.
thing.
I've been accused of. I haven't done anything wrong, Nathan. But listen, I'm in a bit of a pickle, as it seems like you're aware, and
No shit.
I need a place to go. I need somewhere I can lay low for a bit till we can work this whole thing out. Listen, I think the person who did it's with me, so I can just it'll all wash right off. Nothing to worry about.
I bet you they're with you. I bet you all 4 of them are with you, and you. That's what they're saying.
Of course I'm with me, Nathan. Don't be foolish. Now, you got somewhere I can go? Come on, lay low for a little bit while we figure this thing out.
Joe, maybe the thrill of the night's kind of getting to you a little bit, but if I help you, then it's going to be 6 people, not 5 that they're trying to kill.
Nathan, you ever hear that song, Long Black Veil? It's just like that. It'll all come out in the trial.
Go ahead and make me a manipulation persuasion, and you can add the 2 extra dice for your contacts to try to influence them.
Oh my God. Three successes.
Okay. You go. Shit.
Come on, Nathan.
Shit.
It's me.
Nashville City Cemetery. There's a lot of places you can hide there. Cemetery.
Nashville City Cemetery. Anything in particular I'm looking for? You know, I don't get out much. I'm a working man.
Yeah, you're looking for a place that doesn't have a bunch of people looking to kill you.
All right. Nashville City Cemetery. Thanks, Nathan.
You didn't hear shit from me and the phone goes dead.
Oh, I guess I don't owe him one then. I'm gonna turn around and come back to the group to tell relay what happened.
Now, the rest of the group, while this phone call is happening, are you up to anything inside?
I think Ramsey pulls out his own busted Nokia and sends a text to Julia. We're about to have a rousing game of hide and seek. I'll let you know our starter location in a moment.
And you get a text message back that says, that doesn't sound as fun as you make it sound, ?
It's not.
Okay, period. Emphasis on the period.
Yeah, in the moment we are informed that we're heading to the cemetery. Objective goal is, Nashville Cemetery. Meet you there.
Dahlia, while he's out, will text Rebecca and let her know that there's some really bad shit happening, and sorry guys.
That's okay.
Somebody decided to knock on the door.
That's fine.
Yeah, she'll text Rebecca and let her know that something really bad has happened and that she should lay low, essentially, until she hears from me again.
All right, and you don't get a response from her at this time, but she'll probably get it.
So I'm Ramsey, by the way. I don't recognize any of you, really, but hi.
Oh, right. Yes. I'm Karina. Hi.
Dahlia.
And I'm Celeste. But I've definitely seen you all around.
It's a small city.
Yeah.
Right.
So, any reason anyone thinks you would want to kill our charming prince? Anyone who want to set you up?
Who are you particularly addressing?
All of you at large.
Okay. No.
Nah, I typically try to make it a point to not be, noticed as much as possible.
I'm pretty quiet and keep to myself, do things when they're asked of me. Very normal.
Yeah. Stay quiet. Don't make waves. Survive.
Cute.
Only royalty around here I care about is Mr. Presley. I got us a place we can lay low. Graveyard not far from here.
All right, well.
How
That's-
absolutely cliche.
As long as it's safe.
Hey. Safe place is a safe place.
I do concur. So shall we mosey on out of here then?
Yeah, let's get moving.
Mosey.
So the decision is to head to Nashville City Cemetery.
Mhm.
All right. Well then, pulling it up on your phones, just for a general direction, it's going to take you about a half hour on foot, but Nathan wasn't wrong. It's not terribly far away. It's a half hour south from where you are. You will wind up dodging the core of downtown. You'll wind up going kind of past Country Music Hall of Fame Music City Center, and then down over I-40. And if there are no objections, you all are going to head out that way.
Sorry.
So no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, does our lovely friend Joey inform us that he might have seen some things while he was outside, or does he keep that to himself?
Oh, I just said what I said. Nothing
Okay.
else.
He said what he said. So then, you all head out. I'm going to make a quick roll. Okay. So you're traveling. You make it, you head out from the fort, down along First Avenue, cutting over towards Music City Center. It's a bit easier to walk that way. Down through Sobro.
I'd like to keep an eye out for things, specifically ambushes is something I am aware of.
Same.
All right, go ahead and make a wits and awareness roll, the two of you. If you have a specialty in this sort of thing, then go ahead and add an extra die to your roll. Five.
Yes, 5 successes.
And Dahlia, what did you get?
3 and 1 crit.
3, okay. All right, so you're both on pretty high awareness. As you start to pass Music City Center, Ramsey, something seems a little off. There were general people milling around. Humans, as far as you were aware, definitely no Kindred that you recognize in a way that seemed to be paying attention to you. Dahlia, you feel the same. No one's particularly following you. But then, once you cross the street past on the Nashville, suddenly there's not a whole lot of people over here. It just seems like you hit a dead zone, and that feels kind of off.
It's a dead zone. This isn't right for this time of our day, this location. I'd keep yourselves aware, everyone. We might be looking at some interference on our way in a moment.
Yeah, something's definitely off.
I think. Nope,
Sorry.
go ahead. No, you first.
Could I use Sense the Unseen here? To see
Yes,
if there's
you
something.
could. Yes, you absolutely could use Sense the Unseen. So go ahead and roll your wits plus aspects with your 1 hunger die.
That is 1 success.
1 success?
Yes.
Ramsey seems really certain, but so far you're not picking up anything. Could change.
I don't think there's anything to worry about right now, but we should keep an eye out.
Celeste, were you going to say something?
Oh, I was also going to use Sense the Unseen.
Same for you then. Wits and aspects.
That's 2.
2. Now, Karina seems pretty sure that there's nothing. At the same time, you're pretty sure, not terribly sure, you're pretty sure that you saw something duck behind Martin's barbecue joint just down the block. Hard to tell what it was, but it definitely looked like you weren't supposed to see it before.
I mean, I think I might have just seen something duck behind that barbecue place, so I definitely think we should stay on our toes, personally.
I think it might be, well, it's presumptuous of me not to be, but perhaps we should deal with what's behind the barbecue shed.
Right, because if they saw us, they might be telling someone that we're here.
Bingo.
I agree.
Point.
And I would like to say if you guys are planning on going forward that way, I'm gonna hang back a bit, and as soon as nobody's actually paying attention, I'm going to do Unseen Passage.
Okay, roll your rouse check.
Success.
Okay. So the 4 of you step ahead, not quite realizing that Dahlia isn't, shoulder to shoulder with you. And Dahlia drops from any perceivable vision, should any of you look back. And then you continue down this road towards Martin's barbecue joint?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get there. It's a brick building, a few brick buildings all together. The kind of a alley street sort of deal right alongside of it. Metal siding. Are you planning on just going into the alley straight, peeking around, seeing if somebody comes through? What's the game plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna scope the area out a little bit, and I'll use my what's it called? Mask of 1,000 Faces to try and blend in.
Okay, go ahead and make that rouse check for me.
All right, how do I make a rouse check again?
You're gonna roll one red die.
That's
you're gonna
it.
Tell me what the result is.
It is nothing.
Okay, so your hunger goes up by 2, but
Beautiful.
it does work. As you feel this rumbling, not quite in your stomach, not quite in your chest, it's just sort of in the pit of you. Your face flickers, and he already did kind of look like he belonged to the rest of you, aside from the obvious Nosferatu features, but those are gone. And Josiah just sort of looks like another townie at this point.
Wish I had my hat.
He says to the rest of you.
Did you lose
Missing a
your hat?
It's a shame.
Yeah, can't remember where I left it.
What if they found it by the prince?
Oh, nothing to worry about. I got some little buddies in there for him.
All right, and Josiah, now looking just like you belong here, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna scope the place out, look around, see if it looks dangerous. Try to make sure we're safe, not being followed.
Okay. It looks like an alley. It looks like an alley. There's some trash bags off to the side. Probably gonna get thrown away in the morning. You don't see anything.
All right, coast looks clear.
Would one of you? I was
Sorry.
gonna say, would one of you lovely young ladies with the gift of that special sight check as well?
Yeah. Can I actually focus on the spot that Celeste pointed out and use premonition?
Yeah. Did you all cross? Are you all crossing the street and you're up at Martin's now, or are you still hanging back a ways?
I think Ramsey's hanging back a little, but he's like
Okay.
in a more in between placement.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Alright, so-
Celeste is close to Ramsey. Like,
Okay.
not quite as far forward, but like in the middle.
I think Karina might be wandering a little further ahead.
Sounds good. All right, Karina, go ahead and make your rouse check, and then roll resolve and auspex.
That is a 2 for the rouse check.
All right, so you also get that sinking feeling in the pit of you as your hunger goes up to 2. Now roll resolve plus auspex and replace 2 of your dice with your red dice for your hunger.
That is a 9 and a 6 on the hunger dice. And then a 7 and a 1 on the regular dice.
So 3 successes.
Yes.
You're focusing on this area, and because you're actually focusing, the premonition doesn't quite, hit you in the face the way that it typically would if it just comes out of nowhere. You're trying to focus on it, and you get a sense. It feels like it's both past and present at the same time. You sort of dead stare down the alley, and you see a movement that is or was behind the trash bags. And then you see a face. It's kind of like Josiah's, but not. Standing there or having stood there. And then you hear or heard whispers. And then you see the face again. Except this time it's not saw, it's definitely see, because he's standing right in front of you as he takes a swing straight at your face. Go ahead and roll Dex Athletics if you want to try to dodge.
Yes. That is 2 successes.
Fortunately, with a 6 critical, the Nosferatu comes out of obfuscation, and his hand, his very gnarly hand, just comes in a claw fashion at your face and just takes a huge clock. It hits your jaw. There's a crunching from the impact. You can almost feel the bone under your socket sink a little bit, and you go spilling onto the pavement. Go ahead and mark 2 superficial damage for me. And the rest of you see this happen. This person that wasn't there, who is suddenly there, sort of between Josiah and Karina, attacking. Karina is down, and this Nosferatu is going after her.
I'd like to activate prowess.
Okay, go ahead and roll that rouse check.
That's a success.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to run forward and just punch this guy right in the face.
Okay. Go ahead and make that. Go ahead and make that a strength brawl and add your potence into it.
While she's doing this, can I do the oh Jesus, I'm gonna mispronounce the shit out of this. The
Fata Morgana?
Yes, that one. Can I do that?
You certainly can.
Try to make him see flames on him?
You certainly can. It'll happen right after this, though.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So that is 2 critical successes as well as 4 regular successes.
Okay. So you have 4 dice that say success, and then 2 dice that say critical success.
Yeah, the onks with the special.
All right. So with an 8 crit, Ramsey just flies forward and just absolutely decks this guy. And Karina, you see this happen over you, and the crunch that you felt, you hear about twice that over your head as the Nosferatu, who was not particularly pleasant to look at before, very much worse for wear now, as half of his face just caves in and he goes sailing backwards off of his feet. Dolly, if you can make the roll for Fata Morgana.
Excuse me, sir. That is my new friend, and I don't appreciate you hitting them.
He very much does not hear you in this moment between the confusion and the pain.
I do get hungrier.
Okay.
And then it's manipulation plus obfuscate.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to get to my... Oh, that's a really nice dice pool. Okay.
Now, are you going for a complete sensory illusion, or are you just trying to make like him see and feel fire, as opposed to like see, feel, hear, smell?
See and feel specifically. Okay. I want enough to where maybe if we can either ambush him or get the fuck away.
Sounds good.
Essentially. And I got 5 with 1 crit.
More than enough. So while Ramsey is trying to talk to this Nosferatu, is trying to figure out where exactly that car came from, he suddenly has absolutely no idea the rest of you are there, because he is too busy screaming and pounding at his body and rolling, trying to do something. It doesn't take a whole lot to see the very similar or familiar stop, drop, and roll motions here, but there's nothing there as far as you can tell.
And then Dahlia will speak up, and she's just gonna be like, okay, now would be the time to, finish him or get the fuck away.
He is about to draw a lot of attention, screaming and flailing on the middle of the street, not to mention just the fighting. You only have a few seconds. Do you run or do you attack?
I'm starting to move away at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, Celeste's also going to run.
Karina's going to push herself back up to her feet and
I think,
probably get close to Ramsey.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ramsey will help you up.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ramsey, you lift Karina up, and Dahlia, with her unseen dropped from the speaking up to try to get you all to head on out.
Mm-hmm.
You guys take off down the road.
I make
Down
sure Josiah
towards-
is coming.
Yeah, down towards Nashville City Cemetery. And the rest of the trip goes without incident, though with the tension, it's a bit hard to tell. If you had blood actually pumping in you, you'd have high adrenaline. But eventually, you do make it. The oldest continuously operated public cemetery in Nashville. This is the final resting place for 4 of the city's founders, as well as numerous war figures. It's not as large as some of the other cemeteries, but being a lot easier to get to, that's probably why Nathan suggested it. And it's closed, but they never exactly stopped Kindred before. You can probably get through the gate with decent ease. And once you're inside, where do you go? Where do you hide?
Is there like a mausoleum or something we can break into with a gate or something?
There are a couple. You'll have to look around, but again, this is going to be a good lay low spot, but eventually somebody might look here, the sun might come up.
Yeah, do I see Julia around anywhere?
Not yet.
Yeah. All right.
Not yet.
I'm going to send another message. By the way, come, as if it wasn't already clear, come incognito.
You just get a K back,
Yeah, works.
as if maybe she didn't have time to like really focus on the phone as she's doing something.
I'll look for a medium-sized mausoleum.
Okay. And you do find one, just tucked a little bit away.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably again force the door to hide inside.
I'll break the lock. I'll force the door.
Okay, and you've already got prowess up, so there's no issue there. Comms off, door's open.
Everyone inside?
I will go inside.
Karina goes quickly inside.
Okay.
Yeah, Celeste goes inside.
And you're all tucked away and tucked inside. You've got a moment.
Karina's just rubbing her cheek, saying, "Sorry, he was there, and then he wasn't there, and then he was there, and then I was hit in the face, and then I was on the ground." It
Your
happened very
first
fast.
blood hunt, isn't it?
Yes.
Cute.
Ramsey,
you
that
all
was
been involved in many blood hunts?
No, but I've been run out of my fair share of places. It's part of who I come from.
Oh,
Not necessarily part of blood hunts, but I'm aware of them and have seen what happens typically.
You gonna say something, Josiah?
oh, just that was quite the punch.
yeah. Thank you.
We're a team now. We're in it together.
Yay!
Yay!
Well,
Okay, so obviously we've decided that, we're not like hanging someone out to dry or, whatever you want to say. So I guess what we're going to have to do is either get out of the city or we're probably going to have to go back to where things went poorly for us and try to figure out what the hell happened.
Can I ask an out-of-game question real quick? Do blood hunts extend towards, like, outside of Camarilla territory?
Typically not. Typically not. There could be some conditions that are made with surrounding areas, but usually it is the city's problem. And if you get out of the city and you don't go back, the problem sort of solved itself.
Karina's going to say that there is a place I know that I know some people in we could get to that's technically in Anarch territory. So that might also be an option. We could get there if we don't want to go back to where it happened.
Something tells me it's a much harder option to convince this Seneschal that we haven't done this. I'd be open to checking in on it, but I think while we're checking in on it, we should be heading towards East Nashville.
That would probably be a good idea. And I mean, technically, we don't really have to convince him that we didn't do it so much as give him someone else that did.
Well, if we're leaving town, I gotta say bye to my baby first. I can't do that over the phone.
Your baby.
Your what?
Oh my god.
Please tell me you're not talking about your car.
No. What a man does with his car is his business, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my daughter, Jolene, on the other side of town.
Oh, please tell me. Are you serious right now? Like,
I gotta say bye. I
human
can't just
daughter?
leave.
Have you spoken to this person at all since this happened?
Not in a long, long time.
Okay, does anybody else know that she is
Your daughter?
Your kid?
Well, Josiah's gonna reach in his shirt pocket and grab a fifth of whiskey, Jim Beam, green label.
And you put it into your mouth, not swallowing it. That would be just a bit too much, but that flavor, it hits just a little bit. You know that it won't quite do the trick unless it's in somebody else's bloodstream before you get it, but the taste takes a little bit off the edge there.
Yeah, so I'll rinse and spit. I don't think anybody else knows, but it's possible.
Okay. Well, if nobody knows, then your best bet is to not contact them.
Yes.
Because the moment that you do contact them, or the moment that somebody finds out about that person, there's really good chance that they're going to become a target specifically to draw you out.
Or they'll just kill you. Just kill her.
Listen, that's the one thing I got connecting me back to who I used to be. All right, I can't just leave town. What if I never get to see her again? What if they find out anyway?
At least it wouldn't be your fault.
I mean, you do you, man. You think that it's a good idea to go looking for a human relative while you're under a blood hunt. I mean, whatever.
I understand the sentiment.
I understand.
I have someone I'd like to say goodbye to too. I mean, I don't. If our plan is to just leave town forever, or are we just planning on hiding out in Anarch territory for a little bit while we try to figure out what happened?
I think that that's pretty much going to be the case, because
there's got to be an answer here. There absolutely has to be. If none of us reliably know that we did it, there is an answer here. And we have to come and find it. And if we can clear our names, why not?
Yes, but I'd rather clear my name while making sure my head isn't on a pike.
Tell you what, hang on. I can get a contact of mine, probably to bring Jolene, meet us somewhere. That way we don't have to go through all the trouble.
Listen, if you want to bring your apparently so beloved child into this, that's your call. But I'm heading towards Anarch territory. We can do some research while we're on the way. During pauses, stops, check in with people, contacts we have. But I'm not heading anywhere that's out of the way of getting to East Tennessee.
Why can't we just lay low here for a while? Like Nathan said, be nice and safe.
It's only going to be safe for a little while.
Yeah, and soon someone's going to hear about what happened out there with the other Nuss, and they're going to eventually find their way here.
And no offense, but I'm not a Nuss, so cemeteries aren't really my thing.
Mine either.
There's a lot of history here, though.
Yeah, I don't really mind the cemetery itself, but
a lot of
someone will
options.
find us.
You've got a lot of options on your plate, and for those of you just joining us, welcome. To give a very quick recap, these 5 have been sentenced to death for the attempted murder of the prince, that they don't quite know why. So now they're on the run, trying to make sense of this, and they have quite a few options ahead of them that they seem to be weighing. There is heading across the river into Anarch territory, where only the bold or foolish kindred of the Camarilla tend to go. There's heading back towards the scene of the crime and seeing if you can make sense of what happened. Reaching out to contacts and old connections for a bit of safety, or completely evacuating the city as fast as possible. But for now, they're in Nashville City Cemetery, which, as Celeste said, is it's a lot of history here, a lot of noteworthy history here. So let's go ahead and make me a wits and occult roll. Just while you're considering your surroundings.
Okay, so that's 2 crits and 1 success.
Okay, so that is a 5 crit, and we'll go ahead and combine a little bit of that with the goings-on of the evening. There's a lot of old history in this cemetery. In particular, there seems to be a lot of old history here in this mausoleum. Something nags at you about the people that you're with.
Can I
They feel a little special. Hard to tell why, but kind of feels a little bit in the same way that you feel special. Something in the blood. Something in the bloodline. You're not sure if they are quite like you, if they have quite the noteworthy history that you know you have. But it's interesting that it feels like this.
can I do sense the beast?
Yes, you can. Are you doing it on anybody in particular or in general?
In general.
Okay, please do.
It's
Yeah, that is going to wind up being resolve and animalism.
mhm.
Oz, your phone buzzes.
I'm gonna pull it out and see what's going on.
Okay. It's a
3.
text from Nathan. How many did you get?
3.
Okay, it's a text from Nathan. It just
What's it
says
say?
it just says sorry.
Oh God,
And
damn!
Dahlia, you're sense the beast. You're feeling around you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As 4 Nosferatu drop unseen as they leap at you.
Delightful.
We're gonna go into that order before, but they're just gonna go ahead and they're gonna be swinging.
Is my prowess still up? Or...
Yes, if you have not
Okay.
dropped it, it's still up.
Okay, cool.
And they're all swinging at you very hard with very gnarly, elongated fingers. And if Celeste, Dahlia, Ramsey, and Josiah could make me a Dex Athletics.
Oh, these aren't my strong suits.
Yeah,
at
this is
all.
not.
Oh boy. I got 1 success, but it was on my blood die.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 1.
1 success also on my blood die.
All right,
Yeah.
one
Not on
across-
mine though.
One across the board. You.
I got. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I got 3 successes and 1 success on my blood die.
Great. So maybe it's because the text message came in, Josiah, but you felt something coming and you dropped, and one Nosferatu goes flying over you, tumbling a little bit, while the other 3 of you take wicked-looking claws into your flesh, into the shoulder, the arm, the back. You each take about 2 superficial damage from this.
Oh yay!
Oh.
Josiah, what do you do?
I'm gonna stand up a little flustered, throw my phone into the ground, and go, God damn it, Nathan. Turn around to everybody else. We got to get the hell out of here as soon as possible.
All right. So that is your intention is to run?
Yep.
Okay. So Josiah's making his way towards the door.
As he does that, as soon as I can get a chance to,
You are
looking
next.
looking at I thought that's what it was. So
Yeah.
looking at as many of the Nosferatu as I can, I'm going to do the same thing that I did to the other one with fire.
Fata Morgana, all right?
Yes, Fata Morgana.
Go ahead and roll your rouse check.
Success on that one.
Great. Your hunger does not go up. You're still sitting at 2. And then go ahead and make your roll. We're gonna have them rolling as well because they're a little bit more focused at the moment. Okay.
Ooh, nice. I got 3. 2 of those are crits though.
Okay, so that's 5 crit. Yeah, they all immediately start screaming again, and they're batting at themselves. But the problem is this is a little bit different than out on the street, where somebody's rolling around. These are 4 Nosferatu with feral weapons, who are now frenzying in an enclosed area with all of you. So everybody that is not Josiah who is making his way for the door, please roll me Dex Athletics again.
Okay, better.
I was about to say, after this one, I'm gonna be running.
Yeah.
2.
1 crit, 1 regular success.
All right, 2.
I got 2.
All right, 2s across the board. It's not accurate. They are panicked, but it is the mausoleum is a blender at this point, and you're all going to take 1 superficial damage as claws go flying as they try to put the flames out on themselves, on each other, claw their way through the wall to get out. Yeah, everybody but Josiah, who is already to the door because it's not a particularly big mausoleum.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Dahlia, you're trying to run. Karina, what are you doing?
Karina's gonna run too.
Running as well?
Yes.
And Celeste?
Oh yeah, we out.
Lasombra Ramsey, are you
We're
going to
out.
stand for this?
Yeah, we're out.
Okay.
Particularly trying to see if I can spot Julia and perhaps a vehicle they might have come in.
Yeah. As you run out, you hear the clawing and raking on the stone behind you, and there's an SUV that's outside the door, just idling. It's a rather nice one.
This
Probably
way.
one of yours.
This way. And I'm gonna run them towards this SUV.
All right. You run. You throw open the door because it is open, and your ghoul, Julia, jumps a little bit in the driver's seat. She was playing 2-Dot on her phone, waiting for you to show up. It's like, oh God. There's
Julia,
more.
you have wonderful timing. Yes, we're at party today. Everyone get in the car. And I'm I'm in passenger seat. There's lots of space open for you guys.
And you all
Karina
pile
jumps
in?
in the car.
Shotgun.
I'm getting in the car.
Sorry, I'm already in the passenger seat. Unless you want to take my lap, sir.
Yeah, Celeste is gonna crawl into the far back of the car.
Okay, and Julia floors it, pull away from the cemetery, without much sense of direction, though. She's just going back the way that she came, and she's okay, heading towards I-40. Okay,
Hi, we're being blood hunted. We need to get out of the city and into Anarch territory. Good evening.
hi. Okay, Anarch territory. Where is that?
Just past the river, other side, East Tennessee.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, and she's like, okay, Korean Veteran Boulevard, yeah, sure, okay.
Mhm.
And she drives. And you have, yet again, just a moment of reprieve in the car as Julia heads back up the road that you just came down and towards Korean Veteran Boulevard to eventually cross the river. How you all feeling?
Oh,
Very
Not
hurt.
great.
Hurt.
Any chance we have any blood bags in this car?
Hungry.
Precisely, I need that too.
Feel
Storyteller, would it be safe assumption to think that I probably kept a storage of blood bags like in the van or somewhere like that?
The van is actually currently at Vanderbilt. So
Okay.
more likely than not, there are blood bags in that van. It is the opposite direction that you were going, though. So the question is, do you head towards territory that you know, where you know there's blood bags and your van? Or do you head over into Anarch territory and see what you can find?
Okay, Dahlia's just gonna kind of look around and she's just gonna... Two things. One, who the fuck ratted? Two, I need something to eat, like, now, and I know that there's things to eat in my van at the medical center. The Vanderbilt Medical Center.
Medical center. Can't we just drive by a busy bar?
Yes, I was going to say I have a place we could probably stop by.
See, I'm not really big on taking straight from like the vein. I kind of prefer to have like the juice box thing.
Yeah, I'm
That's
a
a
little
bit more my-
complicated too.
Yeah.
Probably be a
Complicated.
process.
What's complicated? Come on. We don't have time for all the fuss.
You unfortunately
Me.
don't have time because you're coming up Lafayette, and Korean Veteran Boulevard is just up ahead. So it becomes a matter of, do you turn right, go over Cumberland and into East Nashville, or do you sort of keep on going until you can hit the road that'll lead you towards Vanderbilt, past historic RCA Studio B?
Does anybody have any friends in Anarch territory that could help out with this situation at all, or are we going in blind?
I've got some places that we could possibly lay low, locations, things like that, but...
I might have a contact.
I also have a friend there.
Okay, so maybe they could get what we all individually kind of need.
And Julia looks at, she comes up on the roundabout and she goes, so medical,
East
Nashville?
East Texas. Take us to the steakhouse.
Okay, sure, yeah. And she does the loop and hits to Korean Veteran Boulevard.
Steakhouse.
Yeah.
I
And
own
we're-
some places.
Driving down Korean Veteran Boulevard, past 6th Avenue. Music City Center is on the left side. Josiah, you've got some nice memories of that place. Some good shows there. And as you start to drive by, if you could all please, actually, just Karina, and I believe it was Celeste with Sense the Unseen. If you can make that roll for me again. That Wits and Resolve. Four?
4 successes, and one of the blood dies was a 1.
Okay. Karina, you see it. I'm not 100% sure it is, but you see it. It's at the intersection of John Lewis Way and Korean Veteran Boulevard. It's something glowing. Something glowing on the street, right in the middle of the intersection. It's circular. It's kind of hard to tell from here. You're coming up on it pretty fast.
There's something in the road. There's something glowing. There's a glowing ball. Glowing ball.
What? What glowing ball?
A glowing circle in the middle of the intersection.
And as you hit it, the car keeps going through. But I need, let's see, all of you. All of you take 1 ag damage. The car keeps going through, but something hits you, and it feels like you get pulled back into your seat with immense G-force. Like the car wanted to keep going forward, but you did not want to keep going forward. And it hurt. It hurt bad. And unfortunately, it wasn't only you, it was Julia as well. All of you just get pulled back into that seat. And Julia is going to have to
Tragic.
maintain control of that car. She doesn't flip the car.
Joy.
She doesn't even crash the car.
Oh, nice.
But it definitely winds up on the sidewalk and screeching as she pulls to the side and the car stops. Karina, Celeste, things have finally stopped. If you want to take a look back, you can at whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Celeste will definitely look because I think Celeste has an idea of what it probably is.
Are you getting out of the car or are you looking from where you were? Because with a 1, it was a little bit hard to discern.
Oh, I had a 4.
A 4? I misheard
Yeah,
then.
no,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Yeah. Then yeah, you see it. It probably took about an hour to do. It's a massive circle of glowing runes just all around that intersection of John Lewis and Korean Veteran Boulevard. And the runes all point inward. You know this as a warding circle. It's typically meant to keep things that enter it from leaving. Doesn't quite work on cars, but when you go in, if you wind up going out, it's not pleasant. And this is a complicated one, too. This is more than just vampires, obviously, as this ghoul was equally hurt.
Delightful.
Yeah,
You share this information.
She would share the information that it was a ward with the group and a powerful ward at that.
God damn it.
Fuck.
So
Julia, can you get the car
Fantastic.
going again?
Yeah, and she starts the car, and she starts to move, and you hear just like a on one side with a tire sort of making a slapping kind of sound.
starting to think the hospital might have been safer.
Eric,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, so I'm pretty sure that plan, whatever number this is at this point, isn't gonna work out so well. And yeah, if you guys want to continue to try that shit, fine, but I need to go where I know I have a way to deal with this shit.
Ramsey,
Much
could you make
better.
me a stamina composure roll, please?
Of course. Oh, nice. Okay. That is 4 successes.
All right, very good. Not quite good enough, but very good. Not as bad as it could have been. As this is happening, you feel a knot in your stomach, like you just got hungrier. You didn't do anything. And Julia's kind of like, she looks off, but it's not quite the same. But you feel that pit just hit you as you pop up to hunger 2, and it feels wrong.
Something's amiss.
What?
Well, we
I
did just drive through a ward.
Go
yes,
ahead and make the intelligence and occult roll, Ramsey.
2 successes.
There's a man walking down the street, down John
Oh.
Lewis Way.
We've got
Towards your
someone
car.
coming towards the car. Time to get out.
Oh,
He is dark-haired. He's got a light coat on.
It might be a mage. I just got hungrier.
He's taking his time.
Oh, and
As
he's
he walks
walking
towards him.
slowly. That's
And
delightful.
Celeste, this is Eric. He is a rather skilled Tremere from the Chantry. And you know that if he's not taking his time, that means that even if he is taking his time, it means that he doesn't have a whole lot to be worried about. But he is walking towards your car. Do you drive on? Do you drive on this flat tire in either direction? Do you get out and run? He's coming.
You think we can? Do I think we can run faster than the car can drive on a flat tire?
Probably not.
Yeah, I would say floor it on the flat tire.
In the same direction you were going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as there aren't more wards that we can see in the way.
Celeste and Karina, go ahead and make me that sense the unseen roll again. Wits and resolve.
Two successes.
Got another 4.
4. Celeste, you look at Eric, you look down the road where you're going, and in the distance, 4th and Veterans, it's a bit more glowing. And further up, there seems to be another glowing. And it looks like, and you look down the road where Eric is coming from, up John Lewis, towards Dimmonbrian. There's another glowing. It looks like the intersections, we don't know how many, but the intersections of downtown Nashville are not safe.
Seems like we've got a ward grid going on.
Delightful. How easy is your friend to kill?
Not.
Great.
That's helpful.
Celeste,
Great.
Go ahead and make me a wits and occult roll.
No, that was a full-on failure. I got 4 1s and 1 success.
You have 1 success?
I have 1, but I got 4 1s.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
That's totally fine. So long as you have a success,
Okay, so
you're
I got
fine.
1. Okay.
But you're in luck because that ties. And you look back at Eric and you see him make a gesture in the air towards you. Nothing happens, and he seems really frustrated. And he picks up speed, heading towards the car.
All right, I say we're out, and why don't we go to Vanderbilt? Can we turn the car
Okay,
around?
yeah, sure. And Julia just like cranks the wheel in the other direction. She goes around a little bit too far, actually hitting the sidewalk on the other side of the road.
Which is good because we're staying out of the middle.
You are staying out of the middle, and you are clipping Eric as you go.
I love it.
Who thought you were about to drive away, and sudden U-turn. He goes down. It doesn't seem like you killed him or anything, but his shoulder goes spinning, and you head back the other direction. Very luckily away from downtown. And Celeste, did you share that it seems like downtown itself is warded?
Oh yeah, I said yeah. There's like a ward grid across downtown.
Okay, and Julia's like, okay, you said Vanderbilt, right?
Vanderbilt, yes, I
Right,
love
and-
Tremere.
All right, and she cranks the car around the roundabout to go down to Division Street, to then go back up, to avoid downtown, and to head towards Vanderbilt University. You drive.
I'd like to text a contact while we're driving.
Sure.
I'd like to reach out to one of my allies and say, I'd like a package of boom. Private, not for business. Meet me at near Vanderbilt Hospital.
You get back a thumbs up emoji.
Mm-hmm.
I will send a text as we are headed that way to Rebecca and say coming in hot, need substance, and send that.
There's still no response,
That's
But
unnerving.
but you definitely sent it. And as you drive, you look out to your left as you go through Division Street. You hit another roundabout. You're going to pass some more bars, and you see it. just a little bit down the way is historic RCA Studio B. The scene of the crime, the haven to Prince Ryman. It's more of a museum than a safe haven. It's easy to spot, though, the large guitar statues outside. As you look at it, you all get that feeling of familiarity. Memory is full of holes, but you're pretty sure that you've been there. And the other two say that you've been there. And there it is. You drive past it to Broadway, down the road to Vanderbilt University. It's an expansive campus, historic Vanderbilt. Julia pulls the car into a parking space. She goes, "Where are we going?"
Get all of your things out of this car. We're leaving it. It's gone.
Okay. And she kicks the door open, and Dahlia, are you leading the way?
Yeah, I'm probably heading to my current stash in the van.
Okay. Your current stash in the van is going to be located... It's near the emergency department of Vanderbilt University Hospital, so not too terribly far from where Rebecca might be.
I think while we're on the way there, Celeste would want to shoot off a message to Maddie.
Okay.
And ask Maddie if she was working or at home. Celeste couldn't remember if she would be at work at the bar or at home.
She says, "I'm at home."
Okay, thanks, and sends like a little heart emoji.
Oh no. While we're making our way into this, it sounds like a hospital parking lot where your van is. Do I see anyone milling about? Perhaps someone with like a barbecue stain on their shirt.
Go ahead and make me wits awareness.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look for too.
And yeah, as we're walking, Dahlia's just gonna say, "All right, I need, to not be hungry anymore. And after that, I'm beginning to really, really think that going back to where this all started is probably gonna be not just the best idea, but likely the only fucking idea that we have at the moment."
I agree. I think we need answers.
Right, 4 successes. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Nothing seems to be off. And you all move past the clock tower, past the Warren buildings, through the greenways and brick walkways, and into the very extensive School of Medicine with its network of hospitals and medical learning facilities. Yes.
Is there a bar nearby?
Not on campus, unfortunately, but if you head off campus a little bit of a ways, there are several bars in the area. It's not hard to assume that some students here may have gone out partying, or maybe somebody checked in against their will with some poor choices of the night.
I'm gonna kind of call out to the group. I'm gonna hang back a little bit. Y'all, I'll meet back up with you. I can't drink out of a bag.
Wait, where are you going?
Trying to find a bar near here.
I'll come with you.
I'll go with you to a bar. I can't feed off a bag either.
Yeah, sorry. Haven't had Capri Sun since I started, so.
I mean, also not my thing, but I just have an idea, so.
More for me then. Fine.
I'll stay with Dahlia. We shouldn't leave any one of us alone.
I would
agree.
concur.
I'm
gonna stop and write out my Nokia phone number on a piece of paper and just hand it to them.
Okay.
Karina will
Nokia.
enter it in her phone real quick.
You know, that's the
I-
same phone they used in The Matrix.
I'm going to
Wasn't aware.
just dial the number in and then call it and let it ring once and then hang up and be like, "Now you have mine," and go.
It starts to make that really old Nokia ringtone, but it cuts off. All right, so which 3 of you are going in one direction? Which 3 of you are going in another direction? Or which 2 of you are going in another direction?
So we're 4 in one direction because
4.
Julia's coming with me.
Okay, yeah, so right, Julia as well. So who's going where?
I think
Where-
Karina and I are going to my van.
Okay.
And the others are going to find a bar.
Okay. We're gonna touch the bar really quickly because it is quite a bit of ways to a bar. Actually, it's a inordinate distance to a bar, but as you're on your way, go through West Lawn, East Lawn, passing a Gillette Hall, one of the dormitories, you can hear. Sounds like a party. Sounds like a student party.
Student party. Perfect.
I bet that'll do for me.
And it doesn't take a lot of effort to get in. There's people going in and out. It seems that the party is not quite in the hall. It's actually on a back portion of East Lawn. And maybe it's a fraternity mixer that they're doing out in the lawn as opposed to over at their houses. But there's some beer pong, and it looks like it's supposed to be a little low key, but you can notice a couple people seem to be a bit more off their game than they should be. Maybe some people have some flasks.
We're manning a grill.
Manning a grill.
While they were en route there, I think Celeste would have told Maddie, like if they were going to the party, I think Celeste would text Maddie the address and ask her to meet her there.
Okay.
Because it shouldn't be far from where they live, because they live kind of close to this area.
Let's take a quick look. Yeah, it's not terribly far.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belmont's not terribly far from Vanderbilt.
Right.
She could probably get there in about 5-10 minutes if she leaves right now.
Right.
Cut back to Dahlia and Karina. You're heading in towards the emergency department, and there's your van. It's got the faded letters on the side. It's kind of a little bit dingy, but it does its job. It's one of those vans that doesn't have windows on the side. Just parked, waiting. Still no word back from Becca, though.
I would like to do the Sense the Beast again.
Okay. All right, so then go ahead and resolve an animalism, please.
All right. All right. That's going to be 3. 1 is a crit.
Okay. You feel in your area, you feel Karina and yourself. Doesn't seem to be much else going on around here, though. There are people, they're agitated, they're bored, and tired. But as for the supernatural, it seems to just be the two of you.
Can I do Sense the Unseen as well?
Sure. I'm not even going to make you roll for it, though, because you don't see much of anything. You're nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. I'm going to go to the van.
Okay.
And open up the back.
All right. You've got coolers in there. Not sure how many of them would be filled officially, but you have at least one that's got your supply in there. It's just like 4 or so bags. You try to keep it a low stock to just cycle through so they don't miss it too terribly much.
I'm gonna take one, and I'm gonna offer Karina one.
Yeah. Karina will take it and say thank you.
And yeah, pop it like a juice box.
Yeah.
Capri Sun that shit.
Slurp.
And that'll take you back down 1 hunger.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, that'll take you back down 1 hunger. A reminder for any new players going forward, since we're feeding, you cannot go below hunger 1 unless you kill somebody. So,
Does feeding heal anything?
you'd have to make a rouse check for your superficial damage, which you could do.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
would like
wanting
to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make your rouse check. Your aggravated will take the entire night.
I got
I'm good.
3.
Okay, so you're up another hunger, but you're starting to like sort of you feel like the bones that kind of like got knocked funny starting to like shift back into place. It's going to take a little bit though. Dolly, were you
I
healing as
succeeded
well?
on mine.
You succeeded?
Yeah, I
Okay.
succeeded. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same sort of thing. Like the hole that's in your shoulder is starting to knit closed. There's not much you can do about the cloth, unfortunately. But it'll take a little bit of time, but it's starting to come back.
Okay.
Back at the party for now. How do you go about getting your food?
So I think Ramsey is going to walk over to whoever is manning this grill.
Yeah.
And be like,
He's got blonde hair. He's wearing shorts and a polo shirt.
oh,
And
perfect.
he's hey,
Hey.
do you want burgers or hot dogs?
I'm good. I was just seeing what you were doing. You're really adept at this. Have you ever considered a career in culinary arts?
No, I'm in the business school.
You're in the business school. That's even perfect. You know, culinary arts and business, when paired together, they do really well. And he'll reach into his pocket and pull out a business card.
All right, yeah, sure. He takes it. He looks at it. He goes, I know this name.
Yes, you might have eaten at one of several of my eateries across all of Tennessee. Several places where you might have read
Holy
some
shit,
articles.
that's you!
Yeah, I'm Ramsey Flay.
What the? Well, he calls over to a couple of his friends who are like throwing a frisbee, and they look over and like, what? And just, like just desperately waving them over. And he's like, what are you doing here?
Well, I like to scope out just new talent, fun environments, pop-ups, things like that. In fact, I have a couple of investors with me, and I think 3 young upstart, young men like you could make for a fantastic business opportunity. I don't know if you've heard about Bros and Tacos in California, but I was thinking barbecue in Nashville. It's a big thing, and with 3 bright young faces, why don't we go into a room right here? Why don't we hand this grill off to someone else? And we can
yeah. And like his friends were always like, what? He's like, fucking Ramsey Flay. Like, what? Ramsey Flay's got the lamb place with the it's a chef, man. And it's like, okay. He just like shoves his tongs over in like the guy's hands. Like, yeah. Like, where'd you want to talk?
Yeah, why don't we go into a room, and I'm gonna if I can get him and his 3 friends, or is him and his 2 friends over?
At least one of his friends is
friend.
definitely hanging back onto the
A grill.
onto
And
the
then
grill.
I'll nod over Celeste, or perhaps, and say, why don't we take a meeting in the house? Don't want anyone too busy fawning over or trying to intercede in what could be a wonderful opportunity for you.
I mean, and they walk over towards Gillette Hall. It's the dormitory. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Celeste, do you follow?
Oh, I'm waiting for someone.
You're waiting for someone. All right, I'll nod my head to Josiah then.
I'll grab my 5th of whiskey out of my jacket and push it into this man's hands and say, go on, take yourself a shot. Celebrate.
His friend is like, what? Is this normal or?
Oh, well, you always drink to business.
Go ahead and make me a manipulation persuasion on that one.
Both of us or just Ramsey?
Just Ramsey.
All right.
Okay, 3 successes.
Okay. Seems a little bit uncertain, but like the heat of the moment is kind of caught up. And like he takes a pull on it, and like passes over his friend who takes a pull on it and holds it back over to Josiah.
I'm gonna pretend to drink some
Right.
and just swish it in my mouth a little bit.
I'll take an actual sip because I can.
Okay. And yeah, you head over into Gilbert Hall, and Celeste, you hear a voice behind you. It's like, hey.
Hey,
Familiar
sweetie.
voice.
Oh, Maddie, I'm so glad you came.
Maddie walks up to you. He's like, you're doing a frat party or?
No, it's a really, really long story, and I don't want to tell you too much. I'm very hungry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is everything? You doing like thing here or?
We're not doing a thing here. It's really complicated. But we're doing a thing. 2 people that I'm working with are inside.
Okay.
But yeah, we're doing a thing. Also, I think Celeste would want to have rolled a rouse check to try and heal some of her superficial damage.
Sure, go ahead and make the roll.
So I'll just do that real quick. And I failed. So.
Okay, yeah. So you're up another hunger, and
Yeah.
but it's starting. It's saying like the hole that's in your back is starting to close a little bit. And Maddie goes, yeah. And she like looks around a little bit, like sees like sort of where other people are, and then just like takes your hand and kind of like pulls you, little coyly over towards like the wall, like the outer wall.
That's what I figured. Hall. Yeah, they'd like duck behind like a wall and some shrubs and look like two college kids gonna make out.
Exactly. Yeah. Around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
She just sort of nuzzles up close to you and goes,
yeah.
So, don't usually crash other campuses for this.
I know, right? This is very not our style. This is gonna be a complicated story, and I don't want to tell you everything.
I mean,
it could get you in trouble.
Okay, but now
the less you know, the better, though. You know, the less you know, the better. It's just
okay. I felt kind of weird when you already said you didn't want to tell me a whole lot, but now you said that it's going to get me in trouble, and now I'm getting kind of weirded out and worried. Celeste, what is this?
I'm in trouble. I didn't do anything, but I'm in trouble. And like I said, the less you know, the better.
Like with your what is it? What is it called? A magistrate?
Something? Yeah. You know. We'll keep it as the magistrate. So
wizard stuff.
Yeah, wizard stuff. Yeah, so I'm in trouble with the magistrate, and they think I did something that I didn't do, and we're gonna try and figure it out. But I might not see you for a while. I mean, I'm gonna try to come back if I can. But
that's not really reassuring.
I know. I mean, this was kind of also an accident. I was kind of maybe just gonna disappear into the night, which isn't really also something I wanted to do.
No, I would absolutely find you and kick the shit out of you.
I figured you would.
But that's what you get, and she taps you on the nose for being a bad witch.
I am a bad witch. You are correct. But I'm gonna try and figure this out so I don't have to go anywhere.
Okay.
But right now, I just need a snack.
Well, it's a good thing you called a snack.
I know, right?
And she gives you a tight hug. She's tight enough to put your face against her.
Yeah, but I'll just nuzzle into her neck and then, a bite.
Cutting back over to Dahlia and Karina, you've downed your bags. Still haven't heard from Rebecca, Dahlia. You know she's probably in the area. The nurse said she is.
I would probably look at Karina and kind of nod my head for if we aren't already in the back of the van, to get into the van, close the doors.
Right.
And then I'm gonna pull out my phone and just be like, all right, so I gotta make a quick phone call, and depending on what happens then will depend on how long we stay right here. But if you've got something else that you're interested in doing, I mean, by all means, I'm not like holding you prisoner or anything. Just
Have you been having trouble trying to get a hold of someone?
Maybe a little bit. Not necessarily trying to, not having trouble, just not a response, which is not necessarily the most likely thing that,
If you give me your phone, I can try to see if anything happens. If I focus on it, you know what I mean.
Okay. And I will give Karina my phone.
And I'm gonna roll premonition on the phone.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and do your rouse check and your resolve and aspects.
Hey, it's a success on the rouse check for once.
Very good.
Aha. Resolve and aspects. That's one success.
One success. It's a jumble. There's a lot of things happening here. You see a lot happening sort of centered around the phone. Not like the history of the phone, but just sort of the history of everything that's sort of connected with that phone. You see Dahlia You see another woman, looks kind of like Dahlia. Just similar enough. There's a lot, they're talking, passing it back and forth, there's games. You see a house, and another house, and another house. You see the van, the inside of the van. You see different parts of the city. You see Dahlia again. You see the night sky. You see the clouds moving very fast. You see the stars. You see an empty sky. You see the stars. You see one star. It's a red star. It's a bright red star. It's a bright, glowing red star. An ever-growing, ever-glowing red star. An solely existing red star that seems to wipe the other stars out of your vision. It seems to be the only thing that you can possibly focus on. Just you and this bright red star. And that's when her phone rings.
I think Karina was like vocalizing that like as it happened. It's like you and there's a woman who looks like you and houses, stars, night sky, cloud, back of the van, star, red star, red star, red star, and then the phone rings, like knocks her out of it.
And the phone just out of your hands.
Yeah.
And it's ringing. It's ringing. It's Rebecca.
I will grab it and answer. Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, I'm at work. What's going on?
Okay, so some really bad shit's happening, so I kind of need you to, you remember that plan that we talked about once upon a time ago, that if shit were really bad like they did before, that we would, what would happen, like you go one way, I go the other way, and eventually we'll figure it out after that. It's time to do that.
Okay, you do remember I said fuck you to that plan, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Like that was part of my
plan.
plan was
Well,
fuck you.
Okay, yeah, well, that was before it was actually, a reality, and now it's kind of a reality, and, what can I say, Bex? It happened, and it's bad, and if we stick around here for too long, it's not gonna be, well, let's just say the dirt nap that we joked about is gonna really be a dirt nap. For you, and Ashes for me.
You're serious? You're just gonna...
Yeah. A little bit serious. A lot of bit serious.
And you just want me to leave, or not leave, let you leave?
Okay, so you have to leave too, and I'll find you eventually. Don't tell me where you're going right now, but you need to leave and I will find you. Don't worry so much.
If I just say fuck you again, it's not gonna really do anything, is it?
No, not really. Hey, don't worry so much. It's much like, remember that one...
Well,
We've dealt with worse shit before. We'll get through it. Don't worry.
well, I get it from Mom, so,
Just trust me, okay? Just, like, whatever you're doing right now, just go.
Fine.
Alright.
I
I'll
hate
find you. Don't worry. Oh, you know you love me.
I love you, yeah. And she hangs up the phone.
Okay, that's taken care of. So, we're good. Thank you for that, and I'm sure I could probably explain the Red Star thing, but...
I would love that.
Maybe later.
Okay.
There's a lot kind of happening right now, and I feel like we should really focus our attention there.
Yeah,
And not so much on Once Upon a Time Ago's.
It's really hard to not think of the Red Star, but I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, trust me, I know that feeling.
It was very large, and everything else disappeared, and it was very scary, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Trust me, lived it. Know what you're talking about.
Oh.
So what would you like to do? Would you want to stay here and hope that they come back, or should we just kind of try to...
Last time we decided to wait around, we got ambushed by a bunch of Nosferatu, so I would prefer not to stay here.
Love the way you think. All right. You can sit in the front, and I'm just gonna go in and go get in the driver's seat, or you can stay back there. It's completely up to you.
Karina will hop into the passenger seat.
And then, Dahlia, where do you go? And are you texting the others?
I would probably ask Karina if if you'll send the text. I'm going to try to get closer to the place where it all started, and kind of wait for a bit and see what happens. See if they show up, and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, Karina will text Ramsey.
I think there might be, if I'm not mistaken, there should be like some parking garages or something nearby or something maybe, and that's where she would kind of pull into.
Near Studio B or where you are right now? There's a parking lot over that way, but yeah. And then Ramsey, you do get this text message, but you're a little bit busy. You're in the middle of whatever you and Josiah were up to as you got these two students over into Gilbert Hall. There's not a room per se. There is like a sort of it's not quite a common room. It's one of those offshoots of a common room where there's couches and stuff, and they just tend to hang out sometimes. But everybody's outside, and you guys have been talking for a bit. You've been selling them up on this stuff while Josiah keeps passing alcohol over to them. One of them is already drinking a little bit beforehand, so he's a little woozy at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna lean in a little closer, and I was like, you have beautiful bone structure.
Okay, yeah. He's a little off the moment. Yeah. Is that good for business?
Oh, very good. Makes you very photogenic. And he's just gonna lean in a little closer, lock some eyes, and I'd like to memorize.
Mesmerize?
Mesmerize.
No worries. So yeah, there's no roll needed. He's not suspecting this. What would you like to tell him to do?
You're very, you're very flattered by all of this and me, and you're going to just listen, lay back, and enjoy.
Sounds like a pretty good idea as he starts to slink back into his chair. And his friend is a bit more toasted than he is, just started looking at Josiah, goes, "Is this normally how they do business?"
Yeah, just like this. I'm gonna, is there like a bathroom or somewhere kind of out of the way? I get a little nasty.
You probably have to ask him about that, but...
All right. We're alone, though,
Yeah, if you ask him, he goes, yeah, there's one down the hall.
All right. Well, would you mind showing me? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with directions. I had a little bit to drink.
Sure. And he just like pats his friend on the shoulder, like half reassuring, half to like help himself stand up. And he goes and shows you where that bathroom is.
Yeah, the moment we get alone, I'm gonna tear into this man's neck and suck him dry.
Are you completely sucking him dry?
Oh yeah. No reason not to. We're running anyway.
Okay. So you open the door. Or he opens the door and he goes, "It's right here." And as he turns around, you are on him. Fangs into his neck, pushing him back in as the door shuts. Ramsey.
Yeah.
You have this man's complete attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna real
Alone.
quick. Also, Julia should be in there, I think.
Oh yes. Julia making sure that other people don't come in at this point.
Good girl. I'm just gonna real quick rouse check to see if I can heal some of these superficial wounds.
Sure. Go ahead.
Nope, I failed that.
One more hunger for you.
So one more hunger, so 3 hungry, and then
3.
yeah. So then I'm gonna lean down and slake 2 hunger on this guy.
Okay. So he goes, "Oh, okay," and that's when fangs into the neck.
Yeah, and just drink. Just gonna coax. I'm gentle. Some strokes along the arm, the head. Like, shh, just enjoy.
Okay. What? And it's intoxicating.
Mm-hmm.
He was already intoxicated, and now it's even more intoxicating. The kiss is meant to be so that Kindred can feed a little bit easier. And he is very hazy when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
2 hunger is no joke, especially when you're already boozed up.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull my card out of his pocket. Take it back.
Do I need that?
No, you're good. And I'm gonna cloud memory.
Okay. What do you tell him? What do you tell him to do?
You were feeling real woozy outside, booze and the heat. You just came in here to lie by yourself. You never met me. You never met my friends. Never saw anything.
And his eyes cross the more you tell him, and he just sort of sits back. You've got a bit of time before he comes back to you and wonders who you are and what you're doing here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just spiff off my outfit, walk back out towards the door towards Julia.
Yeah.
And I have a question though. For healing her superficial injuries, would it help if I fed her, or how does
It would
that
help
work?
if you fed her, but it would take
So-
a bit of time still. She'll be okay for now.
She's okay for now. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna. So since I heard what my lovely friend said, I'm gonna start walking towards the bathroom.
All right, you walk towards the bathroom, and Josiah comes out the bathroom door, just wiping his mouth, and meets you in the hall.
Right. You got your fill.
Yeah, well, could have been anybody.
Ramsey looks a little suspect, but I'm not gonna question right now. Doesn't matter. Let's
Your
go.
phone buzzes, Ramsey,
Oh, Ramsey looks at the text.
and it's the text message from Karina saying that she and Dahlia are heading back towards Studio B.
Oh, they're heading towards Studio B. Delightful. I guess that's where we're going. Although I have someone meeting me near here to pick up a package. Do I have any messages from them?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Let's go see if we can find Celeste.
Josiah, did you turn this guy's pockets after you brought yourself down to hunger zero?
Yeah, of course. Go through his things.
Got some car keys. Ford F-150 looks like, most likely.
Excellent.
It says
Excellent.
F-150 on the key. It's not very subtle.
Yeah. All right.
Wallet, usual things. So you have a car. You have.
Tell you what
access
I'm
to a
gonna do. I'm going to. This is brutal. I'm gonna flush this man's teeth, and I'm gonna scar him up a little bit so he's hard to recognize, and I'm gonna take his wallet.
All right. Yep. You were doing that before all this happened, and so now you have his wallet and his keys, and you're walking out with Celeste, who comes back around the corner. Has Maddie left, or she's still hanging out with you?
I think after your feeding, Celeste, sent Maddie home and
Okay.
said she'll try to be in touch with her soon.
So Ramsey and Josiah come out. Celeste comes down the corner, sort of a wobbly woman walking kind of away. Hard to tell if she's part of the party or not. And you all meet up.
All right. Got someone coming in the near future soon with a present for us to use. And it looks like Dahlia's made the executive decision that she and Karina are heading back to the scene of the crime.
I mean, I agree. I think that's our best bet.
All right. Well, so if we just wait a smidge or so, or I guess I could redirect them.
How much
We'll give
time
him-
do you need?
I'll send a text to my lovely contact and say, ETA.
Does your I'm sorry. Do your text messages indicate where we are?
No, I'm not an idiot.
All right, just had to check. I don't know how good I feel about going back to the scene of the crime.
I don't either, but we're sticking through this together.
We need answers.
And it looks like we're not allowed out of the city. So the only thing is finding out what happened and handing them a lovely answer.
I don't know that I need answers. I just need security. You understand? I need a fall guy. I need
Yeah.
somebody to.
Okay, cool. Do you have one?
You get a
No,
message back,
you don't.
Ramsey, that says traffic sucked still on Broadway, which you would know is the street that goes past Studio B down towards Vanderbilt.
I'm gonna meet us at Studio B.
Thumbs up emoji.
We're going to Studio B.
God damn it.
Perfect.
I'll get the package in there. Yes, listen, Josiah, I agree with you. But we need to get new wheels.
Oh, I got that covered. I'm gonna pull out the truck keys.
Resourceful, pickpocketing college students.
Right. And then the three of you walk towards the parking area. Josiah is hitting till a big red F-150 lights up.
I could like this.
You get in, and you also head towards RCA Studio B. One van and one pickup truck converging on the scene of the crime. We're going to take a brief break here, let our players recoup a bit, let you all recoup a bit, and we'll be back in no time to see what happens at the scene of the crime.
If I could miss you more, you know I would. I just don't have the strength. My mind wrestles me. My mind wrestles me. My mind wrestles me to sleep. And if you would receive my tongue for all the shit I've said, I'd speak no other word. I would just cut it from. I would just cut it from. I would just cut it from my wicked mouth. And in my silence, the answer will come. And I never listen, but now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. And if I could miss you more.
Attention, Kindred of Nashville. A blood hunt is now in effect on the targeted Kindred for the assassination attempt on our prince. Any and all means of elimination, including diablerie, will be legal so long as they are within Nashville city limits. Sheriff and Scourge services will be unavailable until the conclusion of the blood hunt. Attempts to assist the branded traitors will result in the blood hunt extension to all who grant them aid. Your Seneschal thanks you for your participation. May the tower and cane be with you all.
Yeah, sometimes I get so sad, yeah, that I can't move my feet. And I hope that you never know, little darling, about the awful things I think. Yeah, but it is not my fault, oh, the thoughts that I produce. Yeah, but so much left to hold on to, but my grip has gotten loose. So now, honey, give me something to ease my pain. Yes, and honey, tell me something that keeps me sane. I've been holding on so tightly, I just might break. Well, sometimes I cannot stand up for myself. Yes, and when I get so low, you know, hell, I feel like someone else. Heaven know that I'm still me. Oh, it's who I'll always be. But sometimes I slip in and out of whatever tortures me. So now, honey, give me something to ease my pain. Yes, and honey, tell me something that keeps me sane. I've been holding on so tightly, it just might break. Well, sometimes I get so sad, yeah, that I can't move my feet. And I hope that you never know, little darling, about the awful things I think.
Attention, Kindred of Nashville. A blood hunt is now in effect on the targeted Kindred for the assassination attempt on our prince. Any and all means of elimination, including diablerie, will be legal so long as they are within Nashville city limits. Sheriff and Scourge services will be unavailable until the conclusion of the blood hunt. Attempts to assist the branded traitors will result in the blood hunt extension to all who grant them aid. Your Seneschal thanks you for your participation. May the tower and cane be with you all.
And welcome back. If you're just tuning in, I'm very sorry. You've missed quite a show so far. These 5 kindred are being blood hunted for the attempted assassination on Prince Ryman of Nashville. They vaguely remember being there. They don't quite remember doing it, but they were definitely there, and that body was laying before them. One of them, Celeste, the Tremere, feels like something is a bit more special about the group than meets the eye, Karina isn't quite sure what to make of this strange vision that she had surrounding Dahlia with the burning red star in the sky. But for now, they're all alive, relatively speaking. They're fed, and they are converging in 2 separate vehicles on historic RCA Studio B, haven to the now torpored Prince Ryman, and the scene of the crime. Would Dahlia and Oz please make me a dexterity and drive roll, just to see how things go along the way?
Sure.
Nashville does have one of the worst traffic in the state and the country.
2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 critical.
All right. Dahlia, you've been doing this a while. Obviously, it's your job. Not super difficult. Oz, Josiah is fucking with the radio, trying to find old country. Not any of this modern country, not this like country rock, country pop crap. Classic shit. Not really paying that much attention to the road. No accidents, though. Just hitting button, and somebody has to like nudge him so he pays attention so he doesn't drift into another lane. But you both make it there. You all make it there. You park not very far away. This is the Studio A parking lot. And you pull up, and there's the van. There's the red truck pulling up, and you're at historic RCA Studio B. Giant guitar statues outside. Inside, well, who knows anymore?
All right.
So, Dahlia will get out of the van and kind of lean against the door, waiting for giving Josiah time to park.
Is there a little spider nearby, or maybe something like that? I can try to see if there's any trouble around us.
It's not a little spider. There does seem to be like a squirrel that's over near like the bushes that's around the sides of the building.
Okay. I'll use feral whispers to try and talk to this squirrel.
Okay. So you're gonna try to get his attention first. So go ahead and roll that rouse check.
Okay. I am at hunger 0, so I just roll 1, right?
Yep, you just roll 1.
It's a success.
So you're still at hunger 0. And go ahead and is it 2 rolls or is it 1 roll? Depends on what you do. So just manipulation and animalism.
All right.
And you don't have to add any red dice into your pool.
Beautiful. Sorry, trying to find everything on my sheet. I'm new to this game.
No worries.
Two success.
Okay. So you call out to the squirrel.
Hey, buddy.
Squirrel sort of looks up. Looks over at you.
Hey, buddy.
And it hops over. Hop. Walk. Hop. 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 And it's keeping its distance from you, but it's really... Never really seen a squirrel look confused before.
Weird. Tell me, you see anybody around here that looks like me? Come on.
Food?
No. God damn it. God damn it. Hate this shit. No, you see anybody around here that looks like me? Scary folk. Sharp teeth.
Everybody's scary. Everybody's scary.
You see anybody? You see anybody?
All day. whole day.
I'm just gonna.
They don't stop. They keep.
I'm
coming.
just gonna thump it away.
Yeah, it just books it before you can even touch it. It was already
Useless.
waiting to run away.
Useless. Well, that plan didn't work out.
You have fun there, talking to your little friend.
Yeah.
Satisfied.
Friends. Yeah. Get better conversation out of a hick at a bar, getting a little honky tonk.
They can actually talk, unlike the squirrel.
Squirrel can talk to him.
You'd be surprised.
You know what I mean.
Looking over towards the building, there's the taller portion of the building, the smaller portion of the building with the front door. The glass door is ajar. It arguably shouldn't be, considering that it's closed at this point, but it's open. A little cocked, like maybe it got forced open.
I can try to sneak in there unseen and see if there's anything. The cameras won't see me. It'll be fine.
I can
I can.
follow too.
Same. But I would go ahead and say that considering where we are and what's happened, pretty sure it's a safe bet that from here on out we're likely going to be being followed or spied upon or preparing for an ambush or some crazy shit like that. So best be go ahead and have your wits about it.
Knowing what I know about Nashville architecture,
Mhm.
do I know of any fun or hidden or secret ways into this building?
It is a very old building, but it's not a very complex building, unfortunately. It's what you see is in fact what you get.
All right.
It's tiny little studio. At this point, it's more of a museum.
All right. Well, I can be slick on my feet in
Mhm.
terms of stealth, but what do we all want to do?
I think a scouting party ahead sounds reasonable, and then we'll just pull up the rear. I don't know.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's a good idea.
So those of you going unseen, go ahead and make your rouse check.
It's nothing. It's blank.
So then you finally are back to Hunger 1. And Josiah, you are a little sad as you feel tiniest pang of hunger hits you. It was fun while it lasted.
Oh.
Now you're back to the normal. How about everybody else?
I'm
Failed.
good.
Okay. And as you guys walk around the van, because the van is between the truck and the building, you all three just kind of mutually agree to not look at each other as you all fall unseen and walk towards the building. And it is, as it seems, the door is off of one hinge. Looks like it had been pushed open hard from the inside. Like somebody or some people were trying to get out very fast.
I don't like the look of that.
Well, we're here. Might as well go in. Why should we, keep whoever waiting any longer, I suppose?
God damn, I wish I had my hat.
What the fuck is it with you in this damn hat situation? Like, seriously, it's so cliche of Nashville. Like, you gotta have a fucking hat? Is it one of those stupid-ass 10-gallon thingies?
10-gallon thingies.
I don't fucking know. I just hear it.
Listen, there's this nice little leather and Stetson shop right beside the Johnny Cash Museum. You should go in there. Real nice people.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Just
I'm gonna
if we
go
figure
through-
this out, we'll get you another hat.
I don't want another hat. I want my hat with my little buddies in it.
Do you go into the building?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going in.
Okay.
Carino
You-
going too.
You walk in, being careful to avoid the door, not make any loud noises. Inside, it's a museum. There's switchboards and mixers on stands behind ropes. There's pianos. There's portraits on the wall, seats, drums as you move through. And go ahead and the three of you roll me either Wits and Insight or Wits and Occult, whatever is your higher score. Making sure to add your red dice in as well. And by add, I mean replacing 2 of those with your red die.
Three success.
3?
3 success.
5 and 1 crit.
5 and 1 crit.
Yes.
As you're starting to walk through, Dahlia is slowly but surely leading the way. She's taken the lead now, and she steers you a bit this way, until you wind up in a room. It's got a giant reel-to-reel mixer against the wall. Sort of brown and white tile checkered floor. And you stop. This is it, Dahlia. This is where you remember being. This is where you remember all of you being.
All right.
And how many did you get, Karina?
3 success.
3. And once you walk into there and you see the scene, this is when the premonition feels like a punch in the face. As you tip backwards just a little bit, not falling, but tip backwards, and you see the prince being attacked. You see swinging fists. You see fear on their face. You see darkness. You see so much motion. You see so much blood, vitae. You see them fall to the ground. You see all of this as if you were right there. You see all of this as if it was all coming from your perspective, with the prince right in front of you, with other arms and actions coming from your sides. Then you look up. The faces are fuzzy, but there's 4 of them. And you all run and you pop back.
I think something really bad has happened. I don't know why we don't remember, but I saw a vision in my head. All of us. Well, I didn't see faces, but there were 5 of us here, attacking the prince. And I don't know why I couldn't see the faces. I don't know why we don't remember, but I think something has happened to our memories. But I think we may have been responsible for this.
So you saw yourself, like, or a perception, like what do you mean, like?
I saw 5 people surrounding him, and there's 5 of us, and their faces were blurry, but it's hard to not make that connection.
It could have been anybody.
Another group of 5 Kindred on the run?
I mean, 5's a
Are there other
nice
other
number.
groups of Kindred
We're
being blood
only
hunted right
on
now?
we're only on the run because somebody is saying that it was us. That doesn't mean it was us. I don't fucking remember doing it. I know
don't
that I
remember
was
anything
here.
either.
But there's something about Karina's words that hits a weird chord. because you don't remember doing it, but you remember being here. And if you remember being here, and Karina seems to remember being present in the moment, what's the gap that separates the two? Why would you be here and not have been here? While you sit on that, outside, Ramsey and Celeste, you're waiting for the others.
Waiting to see if my guy shows up also.
Waiting to see if your guy shows up. And Celeste, it's that thought from earlier has been nagging at you a bit. What makes everybody here so special? What are they like you? Do they have that same kind of lineage? What is so damn interesting about everybody here?
Ramsey, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Do you consider yourself special?
Quite, yes.
But is there something that actually makes you special, or is that your personality? Something's been bothering me since we were in that mausoleum.
I'll say both.
You'll say both.
You have to be special to be a Lasombra, but why don't you just ask what you want to ask in plain words, and maybe I'll give you the answer. Don't beat around a bush.
Sure, if you want me to be upfront about it. Do you have a special bloodline? Do you have a special
Of course I do.
about you?
Of course, I am
More so.
special. Yes, if you
Specific.
must know. Yes, specific. If you must know, my lineage traces quite closely back to Montano. Yes.
Because I'm thinking, back in that mausoleum, something struck me. It feels as though we all are special. Now, I can't obviously confirm this because the other group isn't here.
Are you from a particular lineage?
Yes,
Who?
I am Shrek.
Ah.
So, I'm wondering, like we said, was this a setup? Is there something about us
Could
that would
be.
lead this to be a setup?
It could be. Perhaps they're looking to eliminate certain powerful, better lineages if they come from lesser.
Correct.
There's a silver car that is pulling into the parking lot.
Do I recognize it?
You don't recognize the car, but you recognize the person in the car with the windows down.
All right.
Kind of wave
Oh.
over at you.
My package is here. And I'll walk over.
Just kind of points over his shoulder at the back seat.
I'm gonna open the back seat.
There's a small duffel bag there. It's not a
Good.
lot.
Yeah, pick it up. Gonna smile, look him in the eyes. You didn't see me today? You didn't come around here today. Have a good day.
Are you clouding his memory, or are you just telling him to fuck off?
I'm just gonna tell him to fuck off.
All right. He takes the hint and he drives away.
Mhm. I walk back over. And I'm just gonna gently unzip the bag and show Celeste the inside.
Hmm?
What do you bring me?
There's probably about 3 to 4 bricks of C4 in that bag with wires. It's not massive bricks, but let's be honest, only one brick does plenty of damage.
Why the explosives?
Could be useful. Fun to have. I am getting out of this, and if anyone dare thinks I'm not, well, you just gently pass the side of the bag.
Glad to hear it. I'd also like to get out of this.
I'd like to take you with me. Rare bloodlines are something to be proud of. And well,
That we agree.
yes.
Jumping back inside, this is a lot for the 3 of you. Are you gonna sit here and sort it out, or are you gonna go and talk to the others?
I have a quick question, real
Yeah.
quick. Do I see my hat while we're in here?
You do not.
All right, that's all I got.
Do you think they can handle investigating? Or should we go in?
I realized we didn't give them ask for a sign, so I'm at like
Yeah.
a little torn part here. But I mean, they haven't like yelped yet, So I think we could go in, right? I think that
Yeah,
makes sense.
seems good.
No one's like screamed out in terror, so there's no fighting. So yeah, let's do it. I'm
Stealth
tired of
in.
waiting.
Okay. So you two walk in, and you can hear voices a little bit down the ways of the three of them talking, trying to sort out things. It makes it a lot easier for you to find where they are past the instruments and past the displays. You eventually get to that brown and white, or more of a beige, tan, checkered floor with the RCA mixer, reel to reel. Go ahead and make that same wits and sight roll, both of you, whichever's higher.
Uh, 2 with a crit.
Okay.
Ooh. So this is gonna be fun. I have 3 regular dice, then a crit on a regular dice, and a crit on my blood dice.
Yes, you do. Messy crit.
Messy crit.
So,
So 4,
Ramsey.
5, 6, 7. 7 messy crit.
yeah, so Ramsey, you're getting that same feeling that Dahlia had, that this is definitely the place. And it kind of boils inside of you, and you're going to figure out what happened here. You're going to figure out what happened here if you have to pull it out of somebody. Doesn't matter who, but you're going to figure it out. But you know, this is the place. This is exactly where you all were. And now you 5 are in the same location.
Miss Adler, you're of our dreamier friends. Perhaps you can take a finer look. We always look to you guys for answers. The moon gives answers. Give me answers.
It already gave me an answer without trying. You're not gonna like it. They didn't like it either.
She seems to be under the impression that we actually likely are potentially the cause of what happened, that, the blood hunt's justified.
See, so part of me finds that to maybe be true. I think this
Both
whole
of you
thing
now?
No, I don't know.
Fuck.
This seems to maybe have been a setup. Ramsey and I had an interesting discussion outside, and something has been bothering me since the mausoleum. I kind of got like a little feeling back at the mausoleum that we are all similar in a certain way. Ramsey and I both share legacy lineages. I am of the Shrek lineage. He is of the Montano lineage. Do you all also share a special blood lineage? Or are you aware if you do?
No. I don't think so.
So out of character, for Oz and Charlie, that would be a yes for Oz, and it seems to have popped off your sheet, but it's a yes for you as well.
Oh.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
It's the lore sheet.
I mean, sure, but I don't worry about that stuff. The way I see it, I'm an American. I don't worry about anything else.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your maker's line? Do you come from anything noble, regal, better? Not just common filth?
Well, not even filth. I don't even think of it that way. It's just a lineage. It's a powerful lineage. And what if this is a setup to, Ramsey put it best, what if this was a way to extinguish part of a bloodline, part of a lineage?
So what
Yeah,
if we
they're-
all have something in common, huh?
That's a cause for framing us. It's a key to the puzzle. It's part of the investigation. I mean, We're here to solve why someone would set us up like this. It's all probable cause.
I don't see why somebody would care to set up me, considering that I'm one of very few left.
Oh,
So
well, there you go. You're one of few.
That's it itself.
that just doesn't. We do pretty damn well, killing our own. So
Arena.
Yeah, I do come from one. The Vasantasana.
Josiah, want to name your sire? Your daddy lineage?
Zelios. Ramsey Flay.
Zelios. Sounds like someone's picking off things that are rare and beautiful. Or trying to.
Just like classic country.
Speaking of classic country, there's a whistling sound. Josiah, you recognize the tune. It's the song Murder on Music Row. And it's coming from outside.
Can I sneak out and see what that is?
If you want to go unseen again, you can.
Yeah, I'll go unseen again.
Okay, so go ahead and make the rouse check.
It's a success.
Okay, so you don't get hungrier. And you walk unseen. You walk around the corner and you go unseen. You walk towards the door and out the door. And leaning on the van is a tall man, pale skin, very pretty, unnaturally pretty, shouldn't be that pretty. Wearing a white shirt, a bolo tie. You know who he is by reputation. This is the sheriff of the Camarilla. He is leaning on Dahlia's van, whistling, looking at the door, and to add insult to injury, Josiah, he is wearing your hat.
That goddamn son of a bitch.
And at that, he stops whistling and looks right at you. Exactly at you. And he goes, "Oh, you didn't think you were going to sneak up on me, did you? Why don't you get your friends on out here? We can have a chat."
Friends, huh? Yeah, they're inside, but why can't we just handle this? Just the two of us. Work something out.
Call me a completionist.
Completionist. Well, you left the bar half done, and George straight. Gotta resolve it. Leaving me hanging here.
Like a full audience.
All right.
I ain't got all night now, come on.
You trust me to go in there by myself?
I'll find you if you don't come back out.
How long you giving me?
Long enough to get back out here.
Oh, come on.
Less time now.
Give me 16 bars. You know, turn around, walk back inside.
You hear a slight chuckle and the beginning of the whistle again.
I'm gonna not really hiding anymore. Just walk in, back straight.
As you talk to him, your unseen passage dropped.
Yeah, spurs clanking. Sheriff's outside. Wants a word with all of us.
Oh,
I was really
Classic.
hoping not to see his face, how much as I love it.
Does he know we're all in here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Knew exactly where I was, too.
I'm getting some kind of correlation happening with you. I mean, we sneak out when we first come together to make a phone call, and then we're ambushed, and now you've got the sheriff out there that knew exactly where you were.
Now, Dahlia, we're all in this together. Let's
But
be
are we?
wildcats.
Listen,
He's not
we
wrong.
don't have that much time.
And the whistling stops. The bar is resolved.
We got to get out there now.
Why exactly do we have to go out there? Like,
Because or else he's gonna come in.
and
Sounds like you said he wanted to talk.
We can reach an understanding with him much better with our mouths than with our fists.
Well, maybe he'll have a better understanding of what could be going on here.
I say
Karina's-
Can I... Oops, sorry, go for it.
Karina starts heading for the exit.
What do I know of the sheriff's relationship with the Seneschal?
Works directly for him. Part of the court. Very good at his job.
I'll meet you there. I'm just gonna go around back real quick.
Yeah, I think before Celeste actually leaves the room, I think she'd want to kind of like do a quick like investigation scan of the room, see if there's anything off in the room. Because she thinks there's definitely like foul play here of some kind.
You can go ahead and make a wits investigation.
Can I do that as well?
Sure.
So that's 4 with 2 crits.
Okay.
That's just 2 crits for me.
Okay. They're still pretty good. Nothing odd or off. Nothing strange or out of the ordinary. Except for a couple of things that one of them you notice here. One of them you recall having come in. The thing that you notice here is the complete lack of blood, the complete lack of struggle. You would think for an attempted assassination on the prince, there might be some blood. There might be something broken. There might be something. But this place looks like it was restored pretty quickly. Moreover, there's one of those things that you just sort of caught out of the corner of your eye, the both of you, as you walked in. You didn't really notice it, but you did notice it as you like kind of moved past the off its hinges door, which is, despite being knocked off, it was unlocked. There's no bolt that was holding it locked that they had to shove through. Door is unlocked, like they could have just come in. Which means when they left fast enough to knock it off the hinge, but they certainly didn't need to force their way in. Or maybe you didn't need to force your way in, depending on the story you want to believe. Does everybody else join Karina outside?
I think Ramsey's gonna go out like the back door.
Okay.
And while he's there, you said the red truck was next, or was next to like the van.
Yeah, you parked sort of next to each other, and then
Yeah.
so it goes truck, van, studio.
I'm just gonna take one of those blocks of C4 and put it in the van. On the van?
The sheriff is currently leaning on the van.
Yeah, I'm doing it on the truck behind the van.
Okay, you will have to pass the van.
Oh no, I want to go backwards.
No,
Like,
I
is there
know.
a back? Oh,
No, there's not. The building is here, and then the truck, and then the van, and then the truck. So coming
Okay,
around
so
the back door, you will have to.
okay, and
pass
there's no entrance that would let me go around without him seeing.
No, not
Okay,
not this
never
way.
mind.
There are ways to more stealthily move. Being that you are a La Sombra.
Well, yeah, you know what? Then yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my cloak,
Mhm.
and I want to stealthily sort of get around there.
Go ahead and make Dex and Stealth and add the additional for Shadow Cloak.
Yeah. And I'm very good at hiding.
So I'd say go ahead and add one more die to that.
Okay.
So it'll be 2 extra dice on your stealth. And while Ramsey's doing that, the 4 of you head on outside, and the sheriff is leaning on the van.
I would just like to make a note as we're heading out that so I'm gonna go, but let's just be clear. This is dumb. Like, there's a blood hunt, and we're going out to meet the sheriff.
Ooh.
Just so that we're clear.
Oh, we're clear. This is
Okay.
not my favorite idea.
This is more than dumb. This is stupid, but it's all we got. All right. So just.
And a voice calls to you all from the outside. It goes, "Now I ain't got all day," and it is a incredibly alluring voice. The 4 of you, Ramsey doesn't hear it. Ramsey's gone much further into the building to go around back, but the 4 of you just kind of caught off guard by how much you want to pay attention to that voice. He goes, "Why don't y'all come on out already before I have to come on in?"
I'll come right out.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Karina's gonna go out and also use sense unseen.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah. You have it on, and there's nothing seems to be noticeable. Nothing's hiding from you out here. It seems that the sheriff came on his own accord.
As we're going out, I'm going to kind of lean over to Celeste and just whisper, "Ravnos," and then continue.
And the sheriff goes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ramsey, what was the result of your Dex and Stealth?
So I got 2 criticals and then another 2 successes.
Okay. It's not bad. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. You're missing 1. He says to the 4 of them.
I'm just
Not aware of you sneaking the way that you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some of that C4 on the red truck right near there.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna let myself walk out from behind and smile at him and say, "I'm sorry, I just had to get a view of you from the other angle." What's the sheriff's name? Because I imagine I'd know his name.
It is Jedediah.
Jedediah, you know how big of a fan I am of you, and well, both pretty people. Because I also have
Cut the shit, Ramsey.
Oh, don't be like that, Jedediah. And I'll walk back over to the rest of the 4.
You know I've got to be. You all are. You're just a hat in for a world to hurt.
We've been framed.
Is that so?
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
something afoot here.
Something has messed with our heads. We don't remember anything.
I'd
At
certainly
all.
say something messed with your heads if you thought that you could waltz in here and attack our prince.
Why would we ever? And if we were to have attacked him here in this music hall, tell me something. Why are there no marks on the walls, no blood? Our dear prince, he's a good one. He's feisty. He got there for a reason.
Because it's still a museum, Ramsey. Or have you forgotten Tradition 1 maintain the masquerade? You think we were going to have good ticket sales the next day with blood all over the floor?
Okay, but what about
please, you
marks?
can't repair something that fast. Even I know that. I'm a librarian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was something broken in there? Would you know?
Nothing. How would nothing be broken? There was definitely a struggle. Absolutely nothing was broken. I spotted nothing. And I'm thorough.
Can I roll
Also, the door was
insight?
unlocked.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Who breaks in when a door's unlocked? But yeah, no.
What was your question?
If I could just roll insight into his body language, try and see if he's lying.
Wits and insight.
Okay,
I'd
cool.
like to make that roll as well, because
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
3 success.
3 2 crits.
Okay. He is very comfortable. He doesn't seem to be showing any normal body language signs of hiding anything. It's hard to tell if he's a really good liar or if he is taking the word of the blood hunt to heart. But whatever it is, it certainly doesn't look like he has any idea what Celeste is trying to tell him about. And it looks like he just knows what he is telling you. And I'm doing you all much more of a favor than you deserve, because honestly, I should be dropping all 5 of you on the spot and calling it a night.
No, I think you're not, because you know something's wrong.
If there were 5 of us, all at the Prince, and he went into torpor, why didn't we just finish the job? There were 5 of us. There was no reason for us to not be able to if it was us.
Maybe you couldn't.
Also, 5 strangers. 5 strangers who all happen to, mind you if I say it, might be a little special. Have a particular lineage.
So now you're just 5 unwitting, unfamiliar people brought together by fate for this tragedy.
I don't think it was fate. I think it was a setup. I don't believe in fate.
You got
the witches I am.
You got hella nerve trying to spin a yarn like this. You are all wanted for your crimes, witnessed by the Seneschal. Or did you think that bit of information wouldn't have been passed over to me?
Do you think the Seneschal likes being a Seneschal?
I think the Seneschal likes being a Seneschal. I think the Seneschal likes maintaining the city. And I think the Seneschal would like me to do my job. So how about we just stop asking questions?
I think the Seneschal might like to be Prince.
And I think we should stop asking questions. And all 5 of you feel this heavy tension when he tells you to just stop asking questions. Please roll me composure resolve. All 5 of you.
Two, 1 crit.
2, 3, 3,
1 success.
1.
1 on my blood dice.
1 success?
Yep.
Okay. With 6 successes, you feel his eyes on you. All of you. You feel that pressure to just stop asking questions. It's terrifying as he scans each of you. You could potentially push through this, muster up force of will to power through, but at the moment it is uncomfortable, and you feel very much like keeping your own skin, whether that be paying attention to him or getting as far away from here as possible.
I really like you, Jedediah. Let's not do this.
You know I gotta.
I want to back up a little bit, reach a hand into my pocket, and
I
blow up
wouldn't
that
move if I were you. And he's looking at you as you back up. I wouldn't move if I were you. And I will need you to roll.
Oh, I can help. Sorry, I can help.
In a moment. In a moment.
You got so excited. It's great.
I love it.
You're
It's
like,
I will need you to roll intelligence resolve for me.
Oof. In.
Yeah. When he says not to do that, you stop immediately. Just didn't even think about it. Just stopped. He goes, "Now I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't like surprises. Which is why when I came looking for 5 of you, found somebody I didn't expect. And that didn't really suit me either. And Ramsey, that's about the time you notice that you haven't actually seen Julia since you went inside."
Oh. Ramsey blinked. What'd you do to Julia?
And he looks past you, towards the entrance, towards the bushes, towards the body in the bushes,
Oh.
towards the blood on the leaves of the bushes with the body. Like I said, I don't like surprises.
I hate pretty faces that hide ugly within.
Oz, I believe you're about to say something.
Yeah, I've got the perfect thing here to help out Ramsey. I'm gonna
Nice.
yell at Ramsey to blow it, and I'm gonna show this man what's in my hat.
You don't know what Ramsey was doing, but you can absolutely do the second part.
Yes, I want to show this man what's in my hat. I want to. So
So, to show him what's in your hat,
Oh dear.
please roll me manipulation and animalism.
I was about to ask where Julia was too. I'd be like, I haven't seen her for a while.
You left her alone outside.
Yeah.
How many successes?
2 success.
2 success.
Yeah.
That's actually since you're new to this, I will say if you want to spend 1 willpower point, you can re-roll 3 of those dice that are not successes to hopefully get a success.
Oh my goodness.
As long as they're not your blood dice.
Yes. Okay, so that's 1 more success.
Okay, so now 3 successes, and that's actually going to be a lot more helpful. So, Josiah, what do you tell Jedediah to show him what's in your hat?
I'm just gonna tell him, nobody touches my hat, Sheriff. And so inside of my hat is a swarm of cockroaches that are going to just swarm all over his face, obfuscating his vision and influence.
Yep. And the moment that you say that, he goes, "Well, that's too damn," and that's when the roaches pour from the inside and just flood
Got him
over his face, into his mouth, around. It's an absolute swarm of not just bugs, disgusting bugs, disgusting, absolute opposite of everything beautiful that a Toreador would hold dear.
Yeah.
Bugs. And he starts clawing to get them off, and he is not quite focused at the moment. As he claws and claws, like throws the hat just to try to get any more bugs out of it. like away from him, and they're crawling out of the hat and they're coming towards him. A couple of them have wings and they do fly, and they're coming across the ground and they're just up and up and up.
I'm gonna yell, "Get him, Ramsey!" And I'm gonna grab my hat and put it back on.
Real quick, actually, I want to mesmerize him.
He cannot see you.
Oh, he cannot see. He's covered. Okay.
He is covered. His eyes are completely covered.
Okay.
He cannot
Yeah.
see
All right. Oh well, we tried.
Yep.
As much as I'd like answers, I think you need to go, Jedediah. It's a shame. You were pretty. And he's gonna press the back away and press the button and blow up the C4 on the car.
Okay.
He's gonna turn to everyone else actually and be like, back up.
Karina immediately backs up.
Do that. Yes?
I was gonna say, when Ramsey blows the truck, Dahlia's gonna try to make it a little bit worse and make him fire, lots and lots of fire all over him. And I want to, like, essentially the same thing that I've done before with the I want him to be able to, like, as many senses as I can, like, and amplify it.
A couple things happen.
Done.
A couple things happen while you're focusing on this effect. So he screams, and then the explosion happens, which sends him to the ground as the pickup truck just pops off the ground with a fireball. It's a slightly obscured fireball, though, because the pickup truck was behind the van that the sheriff was leaning on.
Mm-hmm.
And the fireball pours over the top of the van. And you see the van rock and lurch as it takes the brunt of the explosion. There's a sound of breaking glass. And the truck just comes up in the air and crashes back down, still on the other side of the van. The van acted as a bit of a shield for the explosion, but the shockwave was still quite enough to send Jedediah, the sheriff, to the ground. And Dahlia, you were going to make this this chemistry roll, but how do you feel about your van at the moment?
I probably wasn't exact. Like, I don't think that she would be paying too much attention, considering the number one threat at the moment would be the sheriff. However, once she's not going to be happy about the destruction of the van afterward.
Go ahead and make me make me a chemistry roll. It doesn't have to be the full Fata Morgana. I think for what you're trying to do, chemistry is fine. So that's just still manipulation, obfuscate. And I'm not even going to roll against you because he can't really tell, and his composure is not going well right now. But he's gonna make a roll to try to get out of this situation, and he's gonna fail across the board.
5, with one of them being a crit.
He can't see the fire, but he can feel it, and he is crawling at the ground. He's kicking. He's trying to get the bugs off of his face, trying to get away from the fire. You've definitely incapacitated him.
How injured does he look?
Not particularly. Again, he hardly took much of the brunt of the force of the explosion because the van was between him and the truck. Hitting the ground probably, scuffed him up a little bit. Bugs aren't doing a lot, but they're definitely causing a distraction. But he doesn't look too terribly worse for wear. He's just having a hell of a time.
We should probably run while we can.
Do you run to the van or do you run away?
I want answers. He has answers.
I don't think he's going to give them to us after this.
I don't think he had answers. I don't think he knows. I think he just knows what he was told.
He's managed to get half of the bugs off of his face at this point, and he is one eye furiously looking at you before more crawl over that side of the face.
We got to get the hell out of here.
Run away.
Is the van drivable?
You'd have to go check. Near the fire.
Probably not worth the time.
No.
How did he get here?
It's a good question, isn't it?
I If there's the one eye open, can I try and catch it from Mesmerize?
Again, one eye was open before more bugs crawled,
Okay,
and he is
before
still
bugs,
not
okay.
focusing on you. And I don't think that you have the skills that he had to get your attention without looking at you.
All right.
But that's a very good question, Josiah. And as you guys are running away, since you asked, go ahead and make me a wits awareness.
As we're running away, I'm gonna, once I've done my thing, I'm just gonna look at Ramsey and be like, you owe me a new van.
I'm flush with cash. At least I didn't put it on your van. Maybe I should have put it on their van, to be honest. It would have been closer to him.
Can we not do this right now while we're trying to get away?
4 successes on my wits awareness.
4 successes on your wits awareness. You round the building towards the street, trying to get away from the fire. Because the van, fortunately, blocking enough from your view to not stir up that Rot Shrek frenzy in you. But you want to get away from that before maybe it blows the van and before the sheriff gets up. As you go, you suddenly stop, Josiah, as you catch sight of, parked along the street, where it probably shouldn't have been parked, a top-down 1967 Cadillac DeVille, red color, just sitting there, keys in the ignition.
Oh my God. I'm going to whistle real loud. I'm not going to do it because my microphone, but I'm going to whistle real loud and call everybody over. We got wheels, everybody.
Oh, I love
We'll
good
head
set
that
of
way.
wheels.
Big
Let's
red
go.
wheels.
You go hop in, and you pull away from RCA. Where are you heading? Or to whom are you heading? You have a bit of answers now, but not quite what you were looking for. You know the person who called the blood hunt on you was there. You know that the sheriff is following their orders. You know that they branded you as Anarchs. The Anarchs might take kindly to that. You know that you have to leave the city for safety. You've got a few options here, it seems. You can find the Anarchs, leave the city, or find the Seneschal.
What are we thinking?
I'm thinking that the Seneschal is probably the one responsible
We need
for
to go
all
ask
of this.
questions.
I mean,
might
asking
be-
questions, is it worth it at this point?
Do I
mean,
still have... Oh, sorry.
It might be easier to leave the city first, let them forget about us, and then come back and find the Seneschal.
Do I still have that, out of character, do I still have that raging need for answers?
You do, as you've not quite made a test of activity just yet, and you need to know. And looking at the clock on the dash, you see that it is 2 a.m. Sunlight's coming in a handful of hours.
My ghoul is dead. I am framed, and I don't like this. I agree with Celeste. Seneschal needs a visit.
You really about to make me drive this thing to the Seneschal?
Yes.
Again, just noting, I think this is a terrible idea.
It's not
But it's a
good
terrible idea
idea.
that you all do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Karina will go along with it.
Before we start headed there, somebody's got to check the dash, see if there's any good tapes in here. I'm not going to die without a soundtrack.
I'll check and hold out, Ramsey will check and hold out tapes to look for your purview to see which one is your perfect death album.
Whichever one's oldest.
You
Or if there's
act as if
anything
I've
with
ever
Miss
listened
Pardon
to-
on it.
That would be Hank Williams.
Any rock at all in any of this?
Absolutely not.
Rock music. God damn.
Like the Hank
Yeah.
Williams and stuff it in.
Don't worry, Dahlia, my preference too.
And to the lovely sound of Moan in the Blues album by Hank Williams, you drive to really the only place that would make sense to all of you, where you'd find a Seneschal in the middle of a blood hunt, even if you don't want to be there. And that's to Elysium, which is Ryman Auditorium, former home and occasional home to the Grand Ole Opry. Now that means driving down Broadway into downtown Nashville. And Celeste, you remember that there are wards down there. There may come a time where you have to hoof it instead of driving.
Fuck.
Just let us know when we have to hoof it.
Yeah.
And you drive. And about the time that you get to Rosa Parks Boulevard and Broadway, that's when you see the first glow coming up ahead. You tell them to stop?
Yep, here comes the first word, y'all.
Delightful. Let's get
Decide,
out.
do you pull off to the side or do you try to plow through it?
Pull off.
It'd be a shame to mess up such a beautiful car. I'm gonna pull it to the side.
All right. You pull it to the side. There's a parking lot nearby for Christchurch Cathedral. And from here, it is just 4 blocks to Ryman Auditorium. If you run fast and keep your wits about you, you may make it unscathed.
While we were in this car, searching, looking, checking glove box, was there anything of interest, any notes, any kind of weapons, or anything that I might have found the Jedediah's?
There's one stake in the glove compartment next to the tapes.
I'll take the steak and pocket it.
Okay. And yeah, so you all run, I assume on foot, down Broadway, avoiding the street intersection. It's 2 a.m., places are starting to close, there's fewer people around. And you come upon Ryman Auditorium. It's the mother church of country music, the Carnegie of the South, one of the homes to the Grand Ole Opry. The massive significance to Nashville is exactly why the Ryman was made Elysium for the city. Now, the normal entrances face Fifth Avenue, but the Elysium entrance, that's a small iron gate in the alleyway behind the venue. And it is unlocked. Do you enter?
Can I sense the unseen?
You can. So far, so good.
All right. If we're gonna do this, might as well get it over with.
Agreed.
Yes.
Hey, Josiah, before we go in, something fun just in case, and I'm going to hand him one of the blocks of C4 and detonator.
Oh. Well, I didn't usually go this fast with other people. I'm going to take it and put it in my jacket.
I don't either, but there's just something about a novice with class. Good taste. Clothes.
Appreciate it. Stolen myself.
And you go in?
Yeah, I will.
You push the iron gate open. Down a little bit. And inside you go. It's a service entrance. Walk past boxes, supplies. Up. From backstage. Onto the stage of Ryman Auditorium, where only the most elite have been. Except for Josiah. Being a roadie, he'd wind up here on occasion. The enormous curved auditorium that faces the stage is daunting. Empty as it is tonight, the sound reverberates through the room. Almost empty. One man. Front row. Sitting and waiting. Black shirt. Hair pulled back into a small ponytail. Looks like he'd be a music executive. But you all know who he is. Seneschal Duncan Sewell. Sitting and waiting. As if he was expecting you at some point. as you all walk out onto the stage. Well, this is going to be a great show.
Is it really?
You tell me. You're the ones on stage.
Well, see, I think maybe you've read the playbook. And we're just kind of fumbling a little. Why don't you tell me what happened in the prior acts?
That's a tall order to ask for a handful of folks being blood hunted for the attempted murder of our prince.
So why'd you do it? This
Why-
is the part where the villain tells the unsuspecting, victims why they did their master plan. So why'd you do it?
You think this is a movie?
It feels like it, doesn't it? I mean, who tries to murder someone in a specific area of a museum and doesn't draw any blood? Doesn't cause any damage to the area. The door's even unlocked.
Oh, there was
would've guessed?
there was blood. There was a lot of
No
blood.
damage, though.
Well, no, you were all very efficient.
Was that a struggle?
Did you?
Very, very efficient. Very targeted.
See, I don't think you realize me particularly. I'm not really a hands-on person with
No,
things.
you're not. You didn't even
So-
lift a finger. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
im-
So
imp-
I didn't do shit.
Oh no, you did. It was impressive. Really, I've never seen somebody try to claw their own eyes out before. It's a lot. It's creative. I need to remember that.
I mean, I could always give you a first-hand demonstration if you're interested.
But riddle me this, Batman. Why 5 kindred who have very little to know about each other, very little relation, except all having a special lineage about them? Why? Why all 5 of them gathered in this place? This is just too ominous to just be fate. This is... I'm a witch, and I think this is too ridiculous to just be fate. You understand that, right? Like, I find this comical. This sounds like something I picked up off a shelf today.
You figure that part out. Okay.
Well, you brought a witch into this. Of course I was going to figure it out. So, enlighten me.
That one's on me.
Enlighten me, please.
And he pushes himself up off the chair and just walks towards one of the side stairs on the stage, but he's still talking. I'm not lying. You all were very efficient at your job. It was over before we even had any idea what was coming. The prince, they... Ooh. You're good. You're good. That's why. That's the why. Is because you're all good. You're all special. We have records. We have records of that. We mark the bloodlines of the notable kindred in the city. You, Miss Black, though, you're a bit of an anomaly, but you've seen some things in your time.
Yes, I have.
Prince Ryman has unconventional ideas. It's part of why the people in Nashville are satisfied with the court, but there is such a thing as too unconventional, especially for the Camarilla. And when I discovered the prince was striking a deal with the Anarchs...
Are you a
There
little
it is.
jelly belly? Are you like upset?
Jelly belly.
Yeah, I called you a jelly belly.
You couldn't
Oh,
even
that's
take care of it
cute.
yourself? You had to get someone else to do it?
Oh, I did take her myself.
Too much of a coward?
Karina. How's your head?
Fuzzy.
How are your fingers?
How are my fingers? Are they fine?
You're pretty sure that they're fine, but now you're actually not 100% sure, because why would he ask?
Karina looks down at her hands.
And he takes the opportunity to readdress the rest of you. Never mind. I did the right thing. Obviously, just asking you all to do this, you don't understand the significance of this. No, I'm not Jelly Belly. I'm not in my fifis about this. You, though, might be the stupidest witch that I've met if you think that this is just fine and dandy. The prince had begun talks with Baron Birch for a ceasefire. Stop the power struggle, form a new kind of kindred structure in the city where we all get along.
Oh shit, are you upset because you wouldn't have had really a job so much anymore?
Definitely you being in your fifis.
No.
This is kind of being in your fifis, just a little bit.
You see, I like to live. And when the Cameral at large finds out that we would have Justicars and Archons and Alisters up our ass, the moment that they find out that we are not abiding by the global Camarilla doctrine,
Or
that
maybe
makes it hard to live.
Or maybe we could have just not been stupid about it and not made it out in the open.
Why not just have him killed and take fucking Praxis?
You don't think politically, Ramsey. That's why you haven't quite expanded outside of Nashville. The prince was very adamant. Thought it was best for the city. I believe that was the exact words. But that is treason. And I'm not going to allow my city to be branded as traitorous. But the people love the prince. And taking Praxis, convincing them that they were going to do such a unseemly thing is very difficult. And that's where you all come in. I thank you very much for your part, coaxed as you were. The prince hadn't technically done anything wrong. I can't just claim Praxis and be done with it. The deal hadn't been struck yet. It's not that easy. But
You're not familiar with patience as a virtue, are you?
By the time the prince strikes the deal, we have bigger problems on our hand. So I apologize for the inconvenience that I put upon you all for this whole blood hunt thing, but you've helped the city of Nashville greatly.
Inconvenience?
He just tilts his head and looks at Josiah.
I'm gonna light a cigarette right now.
Be careful of the wood.
Yeah, Josiah's gonna go ahead and just light a cigarette up on stage.
He's made his way up onto the stage at this point. Obviously. And it's just in front of you. Says, inconvenience. Yes, I imagine that you all had your own lives and didn't want to be roped in to such a thing. But as I said, you are all very efficient, very good. I'm surprised that the five of you didn't know each other beforehand, because I would have surely thought all of this was a done deal. But we'll go ahead and we'll leave it as an inconvenience. Call it a thank you. Some options.
What are you offering?
Well, if you wish, you can leave Nashville. Safe passage. Never return. Do not pick up belongings. Do not pass go. Do not collect anything from your life here. Just go. Or I will reveal you as part of the plan to strike a blow against the Anarchs. Orchestrated by Prince Ryman and myself. The blood hunt will end. I will adjust the prince's mind accordingly to fit the story, and we can forget their silly treason and your silly blood hunt. I was kind of hoping that you might have gone over to the Anarchs. The Baron is still going to be a problem. We'll have to fix that, but you all are very efficient.
Well, if you're looking for someone to blame for that, you can look at the Tremere named, what was his name, Eric?
Eric has a lot of wards downtown, huh?
It's the problem with a blood hunt is everybody wants to participate in the blood hunt.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But these are your options. You can stay or you can go, as the song goes. You've noticed the stutter has dropped as he's focused in on explaining the gravity of the situation.
All right.
But you are going to decide that right now, because there are no third options.
So,
Can you give us a moment for a little coterie powwow?
Sure.
oh shit, are we actually a thing now? Like, is that
I
did
didn't
okay?
think we were, but
All right.
You're really good at it.
All right,
Go and
just-
mind your business. We got to talk.
Sure.
Go on.
He just takes a couple steps back.
Walking up on this stage. God damn.
So,
I don't want to stay.
I don't.
I'm out.
Karina's still looking at her hands, and she's like, I don't want to stay either. They used us
I don't wanna
once
play
for this. I don't want to be used again like this.
No, not at all. I don't want to play these fucking games.
Just stop us from just, knocking the fucker out and taking him to the prince.
Well, he's the Seneschal.
and
So what?
He doesn't just get that way for no reason.
yeah, that's not gonna work out so well.
If the prince is convinced that we did this, us taking him to the prince might not solve anything.
Yes.
And trying to get him to admit his misdeeds, I don't see this working out well for us if we even try to go that route.
It's an impossible route. It's not
I
worth
mean,
it.
Well,
sorry.
I can't leave.
I wouldn't mind staying myself.
I mean, is this where we split ways? I don't see.
Will he let us split?
No,
Or is he going to make us be uniformed?
And you actually hear his voice from down the stage going, you can split, but it has to be tonight. And Karina, go ahead and make me that sense the unseen roll.
Can I do sense the beast too?
Sure.
Since the beast says it's free, but I think I still need to.
you'll
roll
have
my
to, I
blood
think,
dice.
if it's free, you don't have to make a rouse check. It's
You have to make a
just
rouse check, but
free-
you'll roll resolve and animalism. What was your
4 successes.
4 successes?
Yes.
The moment that the Seneschal speaks up, you notice a pressure that's sort of been behind your eyes the moment that you walked away. And being a Malkavian, you're actually pretty familiar with this. You've had a passenger the moment you walked away from him.
Oh. He's listening to everything we're saying.
Of course he is.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to die tonight.
Yeah, no, listen,
Calls
I respect.
4
Game recognizes
successes.
game.
No respect.
I
You're a sad
really-
little man.
Very much want to leave now. She kind of taps at her head.
And he backs out. You feel it leave. And for Sense the Beast, there's not hostility in him. It's an unnerving calm. It's the type of calm for somebody that knows that they don't have anything to worry about right now.
All right, mister, listen up. I want to stay, but you got to promise me this isn't going to happen to me again. I'm not going to get mixed up in all this.
It is not going to happen to you again, so long as the Baron gets taken care of. Like I said, you're really good at it. You're all really good at it.
I appreciate it. I'll stay. I got to see my baby again.
Okay. So you're all staying.
No,
Oh, no.
absolutely not.
No.
You said we could split.
Okay. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult, but who is staying and who is going?
I'm out.
I'll stay, but I'd like a couple things.
No.
No?
No.
No.
Well, hold on. I want that car that's outside, too.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm just gonna go.
You gonna go?
Yeah, I'm going.
You're gonna go?
I'm leaving.
You're gonna go, and then you two are gonna stay, and you'll be the heroes of Nashville, trying to strike a blow against the Anarchs who attacked our prince.
Sounds good. But, I don't mind playing these kinds of games, but I'd like to be in the know next time.
We'll keep that in mind. And he looks to the three of you that are leaving. He goes, "There's a catering truck in the garage. You need to go immediately."
Was a pleasure.
Well, no, to Ramsey and Josiah.
Oh no,
he's
he's talking to the ladies.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Next time I'm
Hope I
out of
don't-
town for a meeting, I'll forward you the money for the van.
Oh no, you can't leave for a while.
That's just why I said next time, but we've got time.
Hmm.
I like Nashville.
Yeah. No offense, but I hope I don't actually see you guys again for under circumstances of any sort again like this, because there's not enough of me left to no. I'm
Fine.
out.
This was
Is
pretty much a
that what-
nightmare from the start.
And he
Yeah.
points at Dahlia. Could you move your? And he like points at like makes a brushing motion at his forehead. Like, could you just your bangs?
What?
Could you just
Oh,
no up
no,
up,
not what you
up,
think.
up.
Not what you think. Not what you think. I already
Mm.
figured it out. Not what you
Oh
think.
God,
I already
no.
figured
Okay,
it out.
okay.
Not what you
No,
think.
Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
We were curious.
Not what
Weren't
you think.
sure.
Not a snack pack.
No.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Thank
You're
you for your
nasty.
service to Nashville. Bye bye.
I hope it goes swimmingly for you.
Yeah.
The city
I
will
do-
survive.
I don't.
Gonna start heading towards the catering van. And as I'm going out there, I'm going to lean over towards Karina and say, Week of Nightmares, Big Red Star, Ravnos. That should cover all your bases.
Oh, okay.
And all three of
And
you
then-
head down. There is one van.
Okay. So I suppose we at least together get out of the
About
city.
together.
And then we'll split up after?
Yeah, that
Should
sounds
we
fine.
check the van first to make sure this isn't a trap?
Probably.
What if he has C4 too?
Good point.
I'll-
Sure.
I'll save you the rolls
Okay.
as you do a quick cursory rush over the van. Nothing seems particularly out of place.
Okay.
Okay.
And the three of you get into the van. And before you pull away, Josiah, Ramsey, you're with the Seneschal still. Seneschal goes, okay. So, might need to find a couple more people to handle the whole Anarch thing. But I have faith in you two. And we're going to do good things.
Now, why don't you bring Jedediah in? I'm sure he'll work with us swimmingly.
And you see him sort of tip his head up. He goes, oh, he's not going to want to be around you for a while. That was bad. That was naughty.
Fucker shouldn't have put on my hat.
I like you.
Oh, hurt my feelings.
Looks like I got my first fan.
And so, with that, the plan is settled. The blood hunt did come to an end, much to the disappointment of the city's kindred, which meant that the remaining ones of our coterie, Ramsey and Josiah, could never cross Cumberland River once they complete their mission with the Anarchs. With their new prominent identity as double agents against the Anarchs, setting foot in East Nashville would be final death for them. Nashville isn't quite the haven that it once was for them. Safe as they may supposedly be, the nights are tense. Eyes on them wherever they go. It wasn't that long ago that they were all having their throats gunned for. And now they're supposed to be treated with respect? It's palpable. It's uncomfortable. Beyond that, with Prince Ryman's age, it'll be quite some time before the torpor can end. And who knows how the Seneschal will alter the prince's mind upon awakening. Or if the Seneschal will awaken the prince, now that power's in his hands. How long are they truly safe? Only time will tell. Perhaps they'll find out. Perhaps they'll leave, as the other three did. Driving outside of the circle of State Route 155, out of city limits. Dahlia driving Celeste and Karina, as far away as they can get from the music city that they previously called home. Nashville behind, open road ahead. Whether they stick it out together or go their own separate ways, only they will know. There are cities in Tennessee that they could settle in. Memphis, Knoxville, Chattanooga, other baronies, other princedoms. The alliance is held between them and the rulers of Nashville is not fully known, though. Or they could exit the state entirely. An hour north, across the border, first real populated place is a town called Bowling Green in Kentucky. A few hours south, Birmingham, Alabama. 4 hours to the east is Atlanta, Georgia. There's many options for safe haven that these kindred could take. But with daylight coming, they're going to have to run like hell for any chance of comfort to come. And that is where we are ending Murder on Music Row. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I'd like to thank my 5 kindred for surviving their blood hunt with minimal casualties. And I would like for them to introduce themselves and tell you all a bit about them. Starting again, in order, with Samantha.
Hi, Samantha McClarty. I was Dahlia Black the Ravnos, and I am also Elena Cortez on the Vancouver Adjacent by Night with Zach, and I'm going to be doing some stuff over at Martlet Games. We're doing a London is Bleeding Chronicle, and then there's a few more games that we have in the mix, something with Onyx Path. There's a lot. So, and I think later this week, I'm going to be a guest on the Redhead Vixen Interprets, talking about women in gaming. So you should check that out. Follow me on socials. Just S. McClarty on all my social media stuff. And I will try to keep that as updated as I can. That's about it.
Leslee?
Hey, so I'm Leslee Everett, and I was Celeste Hill, your Tremere. You can find me tomorrow back here for Crack the Sky Alpha with Zach and Oz. You can find me not this upcoming Friday, but the next Friday for Kingdom Hearts Interstitial War, but there still will be an episode next Friday. I just won't be on it, so be sure to catch that. And then I actually also do a video game podcast called Hot Garbage Gaming. You can find me there wherever you listen to podcasts. And then right before this dropped, Carrion Comfort Archives, the first episode of Iron City by Night has been released on audio. So get caught up on Iron City by Night, our coterie in Birmingham, before the next season drops. You can find me on Twitter at Leslee Wombat. I forgot my Twitter's not under my face.
Only so much space on this one, unfortunately.
Makes sense.
Oz?
Hello, I'm Oz. I've played Josiah Freeman, the Nosferatu. All I really have to say is good game, Zach. Super fun. And if you're not already, you really should be watching Crack the Sky tomorrow, right here with me, Leslie, and Zach.
Charlie?
Hi, I'm Charlie. I was Karina Adler, the Malkavian. You can find me on Twitter at Twillick43. You can find me on a podcast, actually, called The Horned Moon, where friends and I pretend to be a radio station doing audio Shakespeare. It's a lot of fun. I'm not currently in any streams, so cast me in your games, please. This is a lot of fun. I would like to do more.
You have a proof of concept right here. And Kay.
Hi, I'm Kay, and played Ramsey Flay, your Lasombra tonight. You can catch me on Monday night in the series finale of Gehenna Valley. We're hitting up senior prom, y'all. And the following Saturday, you can catch me on the season premiere of our lovely Heart game right here on Carrion Comfort Studios. I will be playing a junk mage for the City Beneath. That is what I'm doing, but similarly to Charlie, I love this so much. Happy to do more. If anyone wants to reach out, you can find me on Carrion Comfort Studios Discord, playing DBD with Oz and anyone else here pretty much.
And I have been your storyteller, Zachary Vaudo. You can find me on Twitter at YepItZach. Tomorrow, Crack the Sky Alpha here. Tuesday, I won't be on, but ATL By Night, which is the show that I'm usually playing on, is doing our postseason wrap-up. Wednesday, I believe I'm here again for Mage of the Ascension, Victorian era, playing Zephyrin, the Verbana. And that is going to be a blast. And then Saturday, I'll be back over on Level Up TTV, playing Charlie the Malkavian for Vancouver Adjacent by night. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to the numerous musical artists with their royalty-free music that provided the soundtrack for this. I hope you enjoyed it. We should be having credits for those in the chat. And we'll make sure that those are in the description on YouTube as well for those of you watching later. Thank you to all of you that may or have donated to the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. This is not a charity stream, but since we are set in Nashville, they had some sizable flooding earlier in the week, and we'd like to say thank you to the city. There's been a link to donate to Nashville Response in the sidebar. We'll probably get that popping up as well. Thank you to Wes and Carrion Comfort Studios for hosting. And yet again, thank you to all my players for letting me blood hunt you. And thank you all out there for joining and watching. And if this hasn't brought you the comfort that you wanted, don't worry. As Wes says, comfort comes soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
If I could miss you more, you know I would. I just don't have the strength. My mind wrestles me. My mind wrestles me. My mind wrestles me to sleep. if you would receive my tongue for all